They don't make outrageous claims and have all of that fast talk at the end of their commercials. They just offer great deals month in and month out. New cars and trucks are arriving daily, plus Larry Puckett has a great selection of pre-owned cars and trucks, all makes and models. If you're getting a refund from Uncle Sam, it could be your down payment. If you have an extra vehicle that you want to sell, bring it in for an instant cash offer. They're paying top dollar to keep their lot full. Remember, LP just doesn't stand for Larry Puckett. It stands for lowest prices in the river region. Come to the dealer that lets the customers do the talking. Larry Puckett Chevrolet on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville, or look them up online at larrypuckett.com.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Hey, miss, I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a feller in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Not just about sex.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. Or as we call it online, Joey Clark Live. I'm Joey. We also have Eddie Bader in the studio. How you doing today, Eddie?
I'm doing good, Joey. How you doing, bro?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Now, I want to address something here. Let's put the camera back on me. And turn down the music, hippie. Thank you.
That was about Jam.
Oh, yeah, it's a new song. It's not really that new. It's an updated version of it. I'll put it that way. It's actually the same thing as we used to do. It's just not as rocked up. It's more whatever that sound is.
Turn down a little bit.
I don't know.
I don't know. I like it. Sounds catchy.
Yeah, jam band.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not really much of a jam band thing either.
So
I'm not really making that many. Like, the shapes ain't that complicated.
Thinking like the Crawfish Boil music, background music.
Oh yeah,
right. That's good music for that.
Now I've kept the camera on me here, Eddie, and you can see the background there. Over my left shoulder is a flag.
Yes. Yeah, Joey.
Right. Right there.
It looks incredibly familiar.
Yeah, so what does that flag mean? Now, let's back up, because we had a bunch of people message you.
Yep.
And what did they ask you?
Well, various questions that led to basically, why do you guys have a Confederate flag in the studio?
And I'm like, what?
Yep.
No, we don't.
Right. All three of these people, by the way, are residents of the state of Alabama and have been for 20 plus years. Two of them went to 1 through 12 high school and elementary school and everything here. So,
guys, please listen up. That is the state flag of Alabama. It was given to us, I think, years ago. We just haven't used it. By a state senator.
Right.
Like, they're allotted a number of these, like, cheap.
We got three of them total. And we gave two of them out, and we kept one. And you can see it's been wrapped up this whole time.
Right.
It is the state flag of Alabama.
It's like what? The St. Patrick's Cross.
I just don't understand.
Diagonal cross there. Actually, that cross is included on the flag of the UK, of the United Kingdom. Goes back to Ireland in late 1800s, or excuse me, the late 18th century, the 1700s.
I just don't see where in the modern day time we live in, where any mistake could be made where you think that is a Confederate flag. If nothing else, look up the Google.
Are we this ignorant?
In this state, I believe so.
We don't even know our own flag. Are we this ashamed?
Ooh.
What are you ashamed of? What did you do that you're ashamed of?
Now you sound like Kennedy. He called out that Tennessee guy for taking the state flag of Tennessee out of his office.
Oh, we could get to that. Now, I almost feel like Kennedy doesn't like that guy for all sorts of reasons. Like, it was a little over the top.
A little bit.
So we could definitely get to that one clip.
Are you embarrassed to be a citizen of
Do
Tennessee?
you believe in the Tooth Fairy?
That's right.
You believe in the Easter Bunny?
Yep.
But I just wanted to clear that
I'm
up.
glad you cleared that up. The only
Because
thing
I'm
I know
just
to
trying
do
to
next,
make the shot look a little better on the live stream here. And again, folks, you can go to Joey Clark Live on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Share it with your friends, or you can watch on the X platform.
That's right.
At the Joey Clark.
Retweet
if you like.
Maybe
Please
you need
retweet.
to put a sign there that says state flag. That
This is
points
the
to
state
it.
flag of Alabama, you dopes.
And not besides that, sensitive much?
Yeah.
I mean, are you looking for something to hate?
Well, and I've never been one that's like, yeah, flags. I'm like, I got one on my hat. Like, I guess I've been wearing that 1819 hat and like with the state flag on it.
You've been looking like a racist the whole time, walking around.
Well, I mean, look at me. Like, I'll take the hat off. We've said this before. Let's bring up both Eddie and I now.
All right.
Do we look right into the camera, Eddie. Do we look like we're on the right side of history?
Oh, I know I am.
Oh,
I know.
yeah, but do you look like it? I'm not asking you what you know.
Well, let me ask you.
What you believe.
Does being on the right side of history make you this pretty? Because I feel like I'm on the right side of history.
You're just delusional. That's what you are. You need to be back on your meds. You're delusional. Absolutely delusional. But anyway, I just wanted to start with that before we get into any news. Because, yes, the state flag of Alabama, that's what it looks like.
All right, but hold on. There's more back there. What's that thing on a sign you got back there? Is that controversial?
Let's go, Brandon.
Am I supposed to be mad about that?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wait
just a euphemism for Joe Biden.
I got a shirt that says that about 20 times, so I guess I should
Right.
not be.
Yeah, we
offended
know
by
what that one's all about.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, F Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we could get one that says F Joe Biden if you like.
They're not hard to find.
Right.
I've seen that on some flags, actually, driving around in some neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, I've seen some Trump flags where it's like the Trump train with like steam coming out.
Nice.
Yeah, the neighbor I'm living next to now, he's actually a pretty important guy in Alabama politics. It'll remain undisclosed who he is.
Okay.
But he's got a great collection of flags.
Is that right?
Yeah, like he's got the Israeli flag flying in his backyard.
Now, does he change them out regularly?
I'm tempted to go get a Palestinian flag
Joey Clark.
and like reenact that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
I got a friend. Just let me know.
Cook up some chicken.
Just
Yeah.
let me know. I got a friend.
Oh, you got a friend?
I got a friend.
Who's got a Palestinian flag?
Perhaps.
Oh my! It's not that I believe or really even
but
have a
it'd be
dog
some-
in that fight.
It'd be some great conversation, though.
Right. Hey, let's go to East of the Rockies. Hey, East, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Look, it's the St. Andrew's flag, laddie,
Oh yes.
from Scotland, and they are kind of light blue, and that some of my forebears are from Scotland, and I don't brag about it too much because we had to leave ignominious. I can't say the word. Anyway, we
Ignominiously, I can't either.
Yes.
I believe we call that in a hurry.
Yeah,
we
with
had
much
to- yeah,
shame
we
and
had
your
to-
head held low, laddie. Yes.
That's right. Well, we owed the English money, so it was one of those kind of things. But I gathered up my kilt and left.
Did I
But
say
look,
St. Patrick? You're right, St. Andrew.
You did, but that's not a problem. At least you guys aren't like Beavis and Butthead on Saturday Night Live. That it was the hardest I laughed at any TV in probably 15 years.
Well, and I got confused because it is based on St. Patrick's Saltire or Saltire. It's an X-shaped cross, so that's where my confusion was. I was like, what did I say?
Well, actually, and this is something that the English are real quick to say that St. Patrick was from England, but he was actually from an area of Scotland now, and so he was kidnapped, human trafficked into Ireland, held by a pagan chieftain, and he was helped to escape. When he came back after spending time in Rome at university, he went to that chieftain and asked him to consider the claims of Jesus Christ, and when he did, the guy burned the house down around him and said, "I don't want anything to do with your Jesus."
Ooh.
So that's a slaveholder for you right there. But that was in Ireland. It was not in Scotland. And hey, Scotland the brave. Just bring me my bagpipes and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, whatever those potato eaters want to call themselves. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate the call, East. Thank you. Yeah, Eddie, I'm amazed that there are so many folks that immediately look at this flag and go racist. I guess I shouldn't be.
Well, let me ask you a question. let's say you wrap yourself in the Hawaii flag and you stand out on the interstate. How many people are going to assume you're from Hawaii, or how many people are just going to assume you're gay?
Well, probably there might be some crossover. Like if we do the Venn diagram.
Not here in Alabama. I don't think most
I got
of them
a
are going to
feeling.
think you're Hawaii.
I got a feeling I could show up here completely naked, no regalia whatsoever,
Hope it's
no
a warm
signs
day.
or symbols. Well, I mean, you don't see the bottom half of
okay.
me, so I'm not
Okay.
too worried about
Okay.
that. And let's be honest, I'm not impressing anybody except for women who like me. But if I showed up like here just naked, no signs or symbols or anything, I have a feeling there would be a bunch of folks, maybe there's overlap on a Venn diagram, who would think I'm racist and gay.
This could happen.
Right, and there's not the... Let's go to Eric the dog.
Shall
Hey,
we?
Eric.
What up, dog?
You got any undisclosed tattoos we know about, Joey?
No, I have no tattoos.
Really? You have a clean skin. Good to hear.
I don't know if it's clean. It's probably dry.
Except for
dried
in
out.
7th grade and had the pimples. You know, had to get the clinique
Yeah.
probably. Yeah. And Eddie, you are on the right side of history, but the wrong side of reality. So you got that going for you.
I've been that way for quite some time.
Well, I didn't think I was breaking any news to you.
No.
I was pretty sure you're aware of your shortcomings.
I love it when I build myself up saying I'm pretty and people go out of their way to tell me no, that's not the case.
You're like a modern day Don Quixote.
I'm going to take
Well,
that
I
as a
mean-
compliment as
You
I look
should.
that up.
You should.
I'm chasing windmills with pork chops on them.
Man, I swear, over them hills and some ham and beans. It's the best ham and
Look at
beans.
You know, I'll go running.
You can smell the cauldron over there, boys. Let's get over there and get that possum. It stole my bird feeder.
I'm getting that, boss.
Look, that pig's flying right there. Look at him.
Mhm.
Look at him. There's another one right behind him. Look at him.
I'm just tired of how many idiots there are in the world. And I'm not saying that I'm not one, but it's like people look at a symbol like that and they just go to the dumbest possible thing to make themselves feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Joe, if I showed up in a pair of shorts, I got some tattoos that show that people would probably think I'm a Christian nationalist. You know, I got the old Gadsden flag and a American eagle on the United States flag, and I got those when people were having that flag burning thing, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, I still have this mantra. You try to stomp on this one, and you may get to, but I promise you something. This flag gonna stomp back a little bit. You know, I still might get stomped into the ground, but you know, take on somebody your own size, and I'm pretty good. I cover a lot of people.
He's a pretty big old boy.
Yeah,
Pretty
he's
good.
got a little girth
I
to
call
him.
him a large March.
And though he is large,
Large March.
he watch out, folks. He's sudden.
Oh, yeah, now. For a quick one, he can move.
Yeah, he can move. Well,
big
as
old
long
boy,
as
he's
it's
quick.
within like 10, 15 yards.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
it starts to get a little.
Okay, Joe, you're telling on every
I'm like
fat
a
man's
python.
secret now.
Yeah, right.
Look, it's within arm's reach. You're in trouble.
Right.
Within 5 yards, I'm Usain Bolt.
Yeah. After 7 to 10 yards, I need a break.
Right.
Unless you got a beer, I'm probably going to chase you. Bring that back. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Fine. I just remembered I got some over here. But you know, I went to my precinct and I went like 30 minutes before the polls closed, and
Yeah.
only 71 people had voted in the place where I go, which is
Wow.
West Montgomery. And it's probably heavily Democrat in that area, if I had to guess. But it's sad. And then, you know, when Katie Britt endorses somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like we're going to see her down in South Alabama, sitting in Katie's kitchen. They're going to be making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and cutting the crust off and telling us about their family, and their husbands are probably in there smoking cigars, talking about
I
life.
don't mean to put this the wrong way, Eric. And I'm not using you as an example.
Here we go.
I'm talking about all, especially like the men, you girthy men who are sudden within 10 yards.
Mhm.
Like all of y'all down on like a Senator Brett or Caroline Dobson now getting the shine from Senator Brett. You do know that if it got in her way, Senator Brett will cut your nuts off. It'll
Well,
be
you
nut
have to get
cutting
her hands
time,
on
as they
first.
say in the Army.
And I'm sudden. I'm
You're setting it up to
Avoid a lady with a knife. I could be quick, man.
No, she'll be very nice. She likes cooperation, but I got a feeling don't get on the wrong side of her. Which we flirt with every day.
Yes, we do.
I guess shaking hands with senators did teach you something. Oh, watch out now. That's not against it, is it?
Right, but riddle me this, Eric. And I guess
Yes,
I'm hearing it more and more that people are not so in love with Katie Britt. What would you rather have? What would you rather
What would I
have?
rather
Mo
have?
Brooks.
I'd rather have a true choice.
I know, and I'm with you on Eric. I'm with you 100% on that. But if you just look into the presidential race in general, not the one now, but just in general, we don't have choices, man. These are the two choices
No,
they
we
give
don't.
you.
I would like to clone
Correct.
Rand Paul.
Right. What you and I and Eric would want ain't going to happen. Somebody like Katie Britt,
But-
we have to take the middle. And I know
Right.
it's not the middle that we want. But
But
at
here's
least
what
we
I
got
think we
somebody
do.
on our side.
Oh, hey, this guy told me a great idea at the gas. I was stopping and got gas the other day, and this guy that I didn't know just started talking to me because, I was doing my happy dance because I'm an idiot like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me if I was doing the Bidenflation dance,
Oh.
just some random guy. And he said, I'll tell you what they can do with those 85,000 IRS agents. They can send them down there to all these panhandlers and get them to collect taxes from those guys. And I thought that was an outstanding idea. Like, you know what? There's some unearned income right there that you're not getting taxed.
What did he call that? What economy was that? The ghost economy or something like that? The economy that's kind of when they started going after cash.
For a
App and
while,
all
it
that.
was called System D. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You want to
Dude,
know
you're
what the
very
D
inside.
stands for?
I kind of feel like I know.
The E, yeah,
Huh.
what's the E stand for?
I don't know. I appreciate the call, Eric.
Later,
Oh,
dog.
come on, man. All right, so adios.
No, I want to know what the D stands for. Hey, let's go to
Deduction.
Simpler Days. Hey, Simpler Days.
Hey, y'all left the governor out of that fireside chat with Katie and Ms.
Oh, I didn't
Dobson.
realize that she's in on it too.
Oh, yeah, and
Girl
like,
power.
Kay Ivey seems like she's worked a little longer in this state. I wouldn't want to cross her too much either. But
Not right now.
Hey, there's a famous men's clothing store in Tuscaloosa. Bear Bryant used to get his clothes there, but they sell the caps with the Alabama flag on them,
Mhm.
and you can get them in crimson, you can get them in white, you can even get them in blue, and you can get Roll Tide put on there or your name. But anyway, that's a racist store selling those things. But I was getting my hair cut. I was in the barber shop, and I've got one of those hats. It was given to me as a gift, and I proudly wear it. And so I was sitting there, and this little boy comes up. His mother's there with him, and he comes up to me, and I'm taking my hat off to get ready to go get my hair cut. And he says, "I like your hat. And I like your hat." And I said, "Well, I can tell you where you can go get you one just like it." And his mother stands up, and she said, "He's not going to wear a hat, a cap, anything on his head with a Confederate flag on it." And I said, "Ma'am, that's the state flag of Alabama."
Right.
I said, "Why don't you do a little research before you go off?"
Well, and I'm looking at just Wikipedia right now. From back in 1895, John W.A. Sanford Jr., he's a representative, he stipulated the flag of the state of Alabama shall be a crimson cross of St. Andrew on a field of white. Or is it white? The bars forming the cross shall be not less than 6 inches broad and must extend diagonally across the flag from side to side. It wasn't until 1987 that the office of the Alabama Attorney General Don Siegelman stated in a letter the proper shape of the state flag is rectangular, as it had been depicted numerous times in official publications and reproductions.
Well, the only way to ease out of this, Joey and Eddie, is, we just need to get a rainbow put on there, and everything will be okay.
I have somebody who keeps telling me, Joe, if you just go transgender, you'll be like the hottest talk show host in the South.
Well, if you come to work gay, Joey, and nude, you're going to burst the bubble of all these women that have been fantasizing about you.
There's going to be some busting of the bubble, all right.
It's going to be, you're going to have that on your hands. There's going to be post-traumatic stress going on. So
You
think
don't
about
be the
that,
cause
please.
of that, Joey.
Yeah, but it's like one of those bubbles from like a little thing you give a kid. It's like that's how many women are actually interested in me. It's like one of these ephemeral, like, oh, he seems so cute and interesting. It's like, hang out with me for an hour.
Yeah, but
You'll see. You'll find out.
maybe they'll have
Well, it's
newer
like
allure by finding you naked.
Build-A-Bear, Joey. You know those old Build-A-Bears?
Ooh, yeah.
They built you up in their mind.
Just want to take me home and let their dog hump me.
Yeah.
Again, right behind me, over my left shoulder. And we've got it, someone even partially blocked with stuff in the foreground here.
I tried
It
to
is
halfway-
the state flag of Alabama. I'm amazed. You know, some people were bringing that up, I think, just to mess with me yesterday.
I thought the first one I
But
got
there were a
was,
few
but-
folks where I'm like, you're serious.
Yeah.
Let's go to Red Top. Hey, Red Top, how you doing?
Joey, let me make a comment. If you start that transgender stuff, you're going to get the Bud Light treatment.
Okay.
That's my
Wait,
advice.
everybody's going to stop buying me until everybody starts buying me again?
Whatever you want to interpret it, that's fine. You go right ahead. I ain't going to be flying no rainbows, that's for sure. And I can't, I'm not on the air, so I can't see what this flag looks like.
It's just the state flag.
Literally
of
the state
Alabama.
flag of Alabama.
Oh, the one we got now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The St. Andrew's cross on white.
Oh, okay. All right. And they go change that or something? Or is this...
No, there are a bunch
No,
of folks that kept asking us why we got a Confederate flag in the studio, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So get over it. We're in the heart of Dixie, whether they like it or not. It's going to stay that way. Now, you know, I don't know if you heard this about Germany's law they passed that went into effect last Tuesday, where you can assign yourself any gender you want and change the name. All you got to do is fill out a government form.
Oh, wow.
I do believe that came in April 6th, so that would have been 2 weeks ago. And no, ain't damn soul in the world talking about that. Now, you know, and my feelings on Ukraine, if Europe is not going to defend Ukraine, let's don't deal with them. All of Europe is not helping Ukraine, and America has been left to do it. There's something that stinks really bad about this whole deal, don't you guys think?
Yeah. Well, and I'm in the mood at this point. Just America needs to stay the heck out of it. We got too many problems at home.
Ain't no doubt about it. It's just beyond stupid. And, you know, I'm really pissed off that Mayorkas did not go on with the impeachment trial.
Thank you, Chuck Schumer.
You know, well, it's the Republicans too. You know, there's just no testosterone. Please tell Kevin Bass to get a damn charter plane and send all them limp guys down to his clinic because they need a real bad. Roll Tide or something. Have a good weekend, boys.
You too. Talk to you tomorrow, if not next week. So, did we learn anything so far, Eddie?
I did get a call to let me know that that flag, the Alabama state flag, is supposed to be square, not rectangular.
Not according to Don Siegelman in the 1980s, sir.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I'm not shooting you.
Don't
Was I
shoot the
shooting
messenger.
anybody? I was just stating
That-
fact.
You had attitude of shot.
Well, here's the rest of the sentence. Despite this proclamation from Don Siegelman in 1987,
Dude, that was so 87.
the flag is still often depicted as being square, even in official publications of the U.S. federal government. So maybe the caller's right.
Maybe.
Or maybe Don Siegelman's right.
I don't know. Didn't Don Siegelman go to jail?
Maybe no one is right.
Dude's a jailbird. I can't take advice from a jailbird.
Right.
Sorry.
How about this?
By the way, you ever been to jail?
No, thank
Well, I can
God.
take advice from you then.
What, you think I'd be more trustworthy if I went to jail or less?
I think you could use a couple hours in the pen, yeah.
For what?
Just to get to know yourself a little bit better.
What does that mean?
To sit in a very uncomfortable situation surrounded by grown men who would like to take you out for a dance.
Mm-hmm. And have to, like, defend myself?
No. Just the mind exercise would be good for you.
How do you think I feel when I go down to the State House?
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is former Alabama Supreme Court Justice Glen Murdoch. Alabama is a great place to live and work and raise our families because Alabamians are a good people of faith and traditional values. But a huge gambling bill in Montgomery would change our culture forever. Neon light casinos bringing more crime to our big cities and small towns, highly addictive cell phone betting, and the state selling the lie of lottery riches to the poor and most vulnerable. With all that's wrong in the world, this is no time to give up on our traditional values in Alabama. Call and ask your senator to be the leader you elected them to be, to stand strong and vote no on gambling, and keep the Alabama we know and love. Thank you.
Call your senator at 334-261-0800, 334-261-0800, 334-261-0800. Paid for by Alabama Eagle Forum, Box 130757, Birmingham.
Doug. To celebrate everyone who's customized and saved hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, we got a savings siren that goes off every time someone saves. There it is. It's a really more savings, which really... Okay, a lot of savings. Little annoying now. Will you stop saving for 5 seconds?
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty. I'm a waitress, so I know the difference between regular shoes and Skechers slip-resistant work shoes. Skechers slip-resistant work shoes make my job go like this. Here's your pasta primavera.
Thanks.
While regular shoes make my job go like this. Here's your pasta prima... Whoa! And that difference is why I wear Skechers slip-resistant work shoes to keep me safe on my feet. Plus, they're easy to clean and have Skechers exclusive air-cooled memory foam for comfort throughout my shift. Get America's #1 selling work shoe at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever work shoes are sold.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health...
Break it up, son. Joke's over, hey?
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. We also have Eddie Bader in the studio. How you doing, Eddie?
Pretty good. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. And, this part of the show is brought to you by...
Who's that?
Dylan Rings.
But of course.
Josh and Leslie Wright are really fantastic folks there. And you need to stop by their Facebook page or their Instagram page to see the latest with Dylan Rings. Or maybe you're in the neighborhood. Just stop by 119 Brown Springs Road. Really go see idea. Josh and Leslie in person there. And they have a brand new, club you can join. This is worth the money, folks. In fact, I don't even know if it costs that much. I'll put it this way. You can become part of a lifetime watch, battery cards, and spa club cards. So you can say goodbye to constantly replacing your watch batteries and overspending on spa treatments. So essentially, if you are getting tired of having to re-clean that jewelry or repair watch batteries, why not sign up for this lifetime service? With Dylan Rings lifetime watch battery cards, you'll never worry about a dead watch again, saving you time and money in the long run. Plus, their spa club cards offer exclusive discounts and perks for regular pampering sessions for your jewelry, ensuring you can relax without breaking the bank and know your stones are secure and your jewelry will look its best. Invest in convenience and savings today. So what you can do is always call them at 215-3669. That's 215-3669. Or just stop by 119 Brown Springs Road. And I'm looking at the Spa Club card.
Yeah.
And it says here, service guaranteed within 3 hours, regularly ensuring your stones are secure, keeping your jewelry looking its best. So you do lose literally some of the shine.
Oh, certainly.
And they can make it look brand new with just one treatment there, folks. So check out Dillon Rings today. We'll tell you more about them a little later in the show, but they are truly a full-service jewelry shop right here in the heart of Montgomery. Again, 119 Brown Springs Road. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie Ryder that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. I admit today I'm a little behind. I haven't, really looked at the news that much today. I do know that the Mayorkas impeachment trial was cut short.
Came and went, Joey. Came and went.
And the entire Alabama delegation is just upset.
Why, Joe?
Because this is wrong.
There's a lot of Republicans upset. And
Well,
I understand
Ted Cruz went over the top of this.
a price will be paid, Joey.
Well, I think Ted Cruz at one point goes, what they just did is evil. Evil. Evil.
That way, Ted.
You're really convincing everybody, Ted. But Britt, Senator Britt, Rep. Adderholt, Palmer, and Senator Tuberville all decry U.S. Senate's rejection of Mayorkas impeachment. It'll be a lasting disservice to our republic. So on Wednesday, the effort to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas, the Homeland Security Secretary, it failed because, Chuck Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate wanted it to fail.
Well, let me ask you this, Joe. If it failed, that means that he is doing exactly what they want him to do, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need to be putting out there.
Yeah, that's what Ted Cruz was saying.
Right, not that, the impeachment failed. They need to say this man is doing exactly what this leadership wants him to do.
Now, here's Senator Tuberville. He says, to my Democratic colleagues, have you read the heartbreaking stories of innocent Americans who have been murdered by illegal aliens? Are you concerned about the safety of your spouses, children, nieces, or nephews? Secretary Mayorkas must be held accountable. And in fact, while we're on the subject of Coach Tuberville, he's just letting it all hang out in the last few, I would say last year or two.
Yeah.
But just lately, he's been on fire. This morning, about 4 hours ago, Tommy Tuberville, not his official Senate account, his own personal account, put out, Washington, D.C. is nothing but organized grab ass. The swamp and the media work hand in hand to screw the taxpayers every single chance they get. Amen, Coach Tuberville.
See, he ain't telling no lies, is he, Joey?
He is not telling a lie whatsoever. Now, let's go to United States Senator Katie Britt. What did she put out? Today, Senate Democrats unanimously voted to block the American people from getting the truth about the border crisis created, fueled, and facilitated by the Biden administration. This is a stain on the institution of the Senate and a slap in the face of every family that's been devastated by this crisis, with a graphic that says over 9.4 million illegal border crossings since Biden took office. Of course, others joined in on the party. But Senator Britt actually kept going. She said, this is the day that impeachment died. Today, Senate Democrats set a terrible precedent for this institution and the country. It'll be a lasting disservice to our republic.
Why should they be surprised? Look who they put in the White House. They don't care about doing anything right. They don't care about this country.
Right. Representative Robert Adderholt said if Alejandro Mayorkas doesn't deserve to be impeached and convicted in the Senate, then no one in the history of our nation has ever deserved to be impeached or removed by the Senate. Gary Palmer, representative, especially now, he's going to be the rep for the brand new District 6 there in Elmore and Autauga County, right in our listening area. He says, quote, I'm extremely disappointed in the Senate for dismissing the articles of impeachment against Secretary Mayorkas. Mayorkas has been complicit in allowing the invasion at our border, resulting in Americans being put in harm's way. Evidently, Democrats don't care.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
But this is what I was going back to talking about Katie Britt. We're dogging on Katie Britt.
Right.
Do you ever hear anybody in the Democrat Party dog on someone in that party? They don't. They support them lockstep. And that's why They're kicking our butts.
Well, there have been a lot of folks, like protesters, yelling, like, Bill Clinton's a rapist.
All right.
And Hillary, we're a
how's that
warmonger.
affected Billy?
Yeah, it hasn't.
Right.
Yeah, but how does all the jeering at, say, Senator Brett affect her?
To me, it doesn't affect her personally, but if you're not supporting, then I hate saying it, and I hate saying it, supporting it blindly, but it's fine to have issues with her and her policy. But when your guys are coming out and just thrashing on her, all you're doing is giving more ammo to your Democrat Party, who I thought you guys didn't like.
Yeah, but this is going to be the nature of the beast. This is politics, especially when you start playing at a high level.
Well, they're always going to win.
Think about all the arrows thrown at Coach Tuberville.
I get it. They're always going to win. They're always going to win. They don't throw rocks at their own, but we'll sit here and pelt ours to death. They're always going to win.
Here's now Coach Tuberville, this I believe was yesterday, talking about, how awful this whole, killing of the impeachment is.
I'm kind of amazed what's happened today. It's been categorized several ways, whether it's kangaroo court or a three-ring circus or organized grab-ass. I don't know how you look at it, to be honest with you.
Well, it is.
He wasn't the only one on trial today, or would have gone on trial, impeachment trial. It would have been every Democrat. Every Democrat here in the Senate, every Democrat in the House, and every Democrat that's running our executive branch, because there's not been one person that has said anything since I've been here in 3.5 years of we need to do something at the border. Not one. So I will ask again, has Secretary Mayorkas fulfilled his oath of duty before this body to protect and defend the country against all threats, foreign and domestic? Is our border secure? The answer is simple. He has not, and it is not.
There you go. Right from the coach's mouth. And so there are a lot of Republicans very upset with this latest decision by the Democrats, but are we surprised at all? Should you be surprised at all? I don't think so.
Nope.
This is the way it works now in D.C. It's all about naked political expediency and power. The only way you're going to have somebody impeached now is if you have control of both chambers.
Right.
Or you do something so heinous that everybody kind of agrees, yeah, get out of here. I got to wonder what that heinous thing is.
George Santos?
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. George Santos will live forever. I don't care if you kick him out of Congress. He's still my congressman.
That guy,
in my heart.
Billy Football, George Santos was going to back him. And he got all the signatures he's supposed to do.
He's this Barstool guy?
Yeah. Got all the signatures he's supposed to do. And then the party said no. So I don't want to hear anything about you can get anybody you want elected. No, you can't.
Right. And then the two parties control ballot access.
Thank you.
Right. Like free and fair elections, right?
My butt.
Right. We're learning a lot of that. That a lot of that happy talk in the 90s was just that happy talk. Like, we'll have a free and open internet.
It's a BS is what it was.
Well, I think there are some people who really believed it, but the folks that have risen up have now said, well, we can't have a free and open anything. There have to be constraints on the process.
Remember the TED Talk we heard yesterday with the truth?
Oh, we've got more from that broad.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, she's talking about how the ideals of Wikipedia when it started was free and open internet. And actually the basic idea from Jimmy Wales, as J.P. Cortez was describing yesterday, I believe in wholeheartedly. It's basic Friedrich Hayek. It's the stuff he won a Nobel Prize for. It's like spontaneous order. When you let people freely share information, they will start to congregate towards some truth. And if you leave out the political stuff, and that could be history being political or political profiles or people in media right now today, if you look at the stuff that's just like the hard sciences, Wikipedia's not bad. Now, it's not exhaustive. You're not a scholar because you read a Wikipedia page.
Do you quote it on your papers?
Sometimes I'll put a Wikipedia link if I use a term.
Okay.
I'll just say, go look
Do
at
the
this
same
page.
thing with a funky term for Urban Dictionary? Do you?
I haven't done that yet on 1819 site. Not anytime soon. But we'll see where all this goes. I just feel like the pretense has been dropped in our politics. And the calls for cooperation, as much as folks might believe it sincerely, keep going by the wayside when necessity pushes us towards, well, just naked fights over political power. And it's just ugly. In fact, it is a cold, cold day when you see everybody in their naked glory. Let's go to David. Hey, David, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. I'm still a little like, this is the state flag of Alabama. It is not the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, according to the national media, it is.
That's a very good point.
I feel like Mr. Smith in Washington.
If you can impeach Menendez for what he's done multiple times, then there is no standard.
Right.
You're talking Robert Menendez, the Bob Menendez of New Jersey,
who's throwing his wife under the bus currently as we speak.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, if you're caught with Egyptian gold bars, aren't you throwing the wife under the bus?
Must be hers.
Yeah.
I never liked her anyway.
No, and also, most, if you couldn't impeach and remove Bubba Clinton from office for what he did, yeah, that pretty much tells you there's no moral code left in politics in America. So, most everything that's going on in the world right now, be it Russia, Iran, North Korea, China, pretty much has Bill and Hillary's footprint on it back from the 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're living with a lot of different legacies. And the one set in the 90s politically seemed like such a wealthy time, right? And like we're dominant. We're the only superpower. I remember being a kid in the 90s and the feeling, maybe I was just a kid.
No.
But the feeling was like, we're untouchable. We're the best.
Yeah.
Literally, history has ended with us. It's just now spreading the glory that we are. And how's that worked out?
Dude, that's how I walked around Turkey for years. Oh, I'm an American. What can you do to me? You mess with me, you put one hair on me, you will have the United States up your butt so quick. Later on in life, I learned that wasn't really the case.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't have Ronald Reagan in the 90s.
Right. Right.
If we would have had Reagan in the 90s, that would have been like unbelievably good decade, for us, not only economically, but militarily and otherwise around the world. So, anyhow, have a good one, guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Dave.
272-9228. Hey, let's hit a break here.
Right.
But if you do want to get in, 272-9228.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Rich Thomas Weather, brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. It's time to get your cooling system ready for the long, hot summer. Call today about the advantages of the Clark Club membership to be sure you're covered. Call 277-2125. Better call Clark. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We have a couple of more warm days before a big cool down. Today's high temperature up to about 86. Mostly cloudy, but still dry through tonight. Low tonight down to about 65. Tomorrow and Saturday, some widely scattered showers and possibly some thunderstorms. We'll be up to about 87 Friday. I've got us around 84 Saturday. Showers becoming more likely and maybe some thunderstorms on Sundays as it turns much cooler with a high only around 70. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
This spring, mow with the flow with a Kubota zero-turn mower. John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Kubota Z232 puts power where you need it, when you need it. Save now with our spring specials. Powering Alabama, Capital Tractor, Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
Do you or a loved one have leg pain? Are your legs feeling tired? Do you have heavy skin discoloration? Do you have leg wounds or varicose veins? Are your legs swelling or do they have spider veins? If you're experiencing any vein issues, contact the professional caring staff at Ivy Creek Vein Clinic. They can help. Call 334-514-3851. Ivy Creek Vein Clinic, located at 525 Hospital Drive, Suite B in Wetumpka.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
Come see how you can drive a new Lexus from Lexus of Montgomery today. Drive the new 2024 Lexus ES350, now only $353 a month. Or choose the new 2023 Lexus RZ450E for only $399 a month. You can drive a new Lexus today. Visit Lexus of Montgomery, part of the Sutherland Automotive Group.
VIN number RU17074, $4,995 to its sign. VIN number P02044, $3,700 to its sign. 36 months, 10K mile lease with approved credit plus tax, tag, title, duck fee.
Join Jones Drugs on Saturday, April 27th from 10 to 2 as they partner with the police department for the National DEA Drug Take Back event. Come by the parking lot of the Bradfield, Millbrook, Montgomery, or Phoenix City location and bring your unwanted, unneeded, or expired prescriptions. That's Saturday, April 27th, 10 to 2.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. I'm Joey. He's Eddie.
Hey, Joey.
Hey, Eddie. And we've got, well, the one, the only Bo Holt on the line. O'Doyle rules.
O'Doyle rules. I don't know if you can see the little chat thing on Twitter, but I'm listening on Twitter, and I've tweeted that at you in the chat. But
I've just pulled it up on the screen now. Yeah, thank you for that.
You bet. Now, Joey, I feel the same way that you do. We are pretty close to the same age. I'm a little older than you, but I remember in the 8th grade is when I first started getting mature enough to really start understanding what the American history was. And in the 8th grade, 1994, St. James always takes a field trip to D.C. in the area, so, you know, you can see it. And that's when stuff really started, you know, resonating with me. And throughout the 90s and everything, yeah, I felt the exact same way that you did. Like, history's, like, stopped, and, like, I'm glad nothing bad like that's ever going to happen again. And,
right.
You know, I don't know if that was all being naive, you know, from youth, or I don't know, things just felt a lot safer, and I never thought in my lifetime that I would be standing at the precipice of where I'm waiting for the next, you know, war between the states to start at any moment.
Well, and
I
you
never
know,
thought I'd see this.
The 90s, there, I think there were some seeds of destruction set up in foreign policy. You know, everybody talks about the first Iraq war was so great. Look how dominant we were. It's like, no, that just set up the scene for the second one. And when you, I'm not saying it's justified, when you look at what, say, bin Laden and the al-Qaeda types were complaining about, they're complaining about how we're, you know, infidels, for sure, but they're also complaining about American bases in the Holy Land in Saudi Arabia. Those get set up there fairly permanently after the first Gulf War. You look at what happened with NATO going into Eastern Europe, and that started to make people nervous, the expansion of NATO. But at least in the 90s end, we have a balanced budget. We actually do have a balanced budget, though it was borrowing from the Social Security Trust Fund. But it's the Bush years that really this goes off the rails, and Obama didn't make it any better. So
right.
That's 16 years of Bush and Obama, we just really screwed the pooch.
Yeah, I'm afraid we did, and we're just accelerating exponentially towards the destruction point, and I hope it's still savable. But if we can't even save our local areas like, you know, Montgomery and everything, I mean, I don't even know how to begin on the national level.
Well, I'm starting to worry now, Bo, that the United States is like the entire O'Doyle family. Like, we rule, and then one banana peel, we're off a cliff.
Yeah, but I still maintain that the O'Doyles are alive. We never saw what happened after the car went off the cliff. We might reemerge even greater.
It's true.
Well, I appreciate the call. Appreciate you listening on the Twitter, and talking soon. Thanks,
yes,
man.
Gentlemen, it's great to hear y'all.
Thank you, Bo.
Sir. Bo Holt. Bolt.
Bolt.
Great guy. Great guy right there. 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation, that's 334-272-9228. 8. And there is a lot of activity on the chat right now.
Oh, boy.
And we got folks jumping in from YouTube, from Facebook, from Twitter. What are you boying about?
The comments.
Well, some of them are just lost causes.
I didn't look at them yesterday, but I feel like we had a good show, so I feel like the comment section was pretty rough yesterday.
Probably. But hey, before we hit our top of the hour break, who's bringing us this part of the show?
This part of the show, I'm going to put my money on Cole Plumbing.
Cole Plumbing, you're right. James Cole's a great guy.
Yesterday or Tuesday, remember I had to go to a realtor function. Well, when I pulled up to this big place we're having probably about 150 realtors in there, I see the Cole Plumbing van. Yeah, and this was at 8 o'clock in the morning. By 8:30, the Cole Plumbing van was left, and everybody was relieved because the facilities in there were working once again.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Because when those go out, everybody's starting to get in a bad mood.
Right. And we were going to be there a while. So I'm telling you, I just literally pulled up and I saw the Cole's Plumbing van, and I went, uh-oh, there's trouble. I talked to the guys for a second, just hiding by. 30 minutes later, they were gone. There was kind of a relief over the crowd.
So, folks, whether you have a true emergency like that, or maybe you have an everyday plumbing problem like low water pressure, clogged drain, maybe even tree root invasion.
Busted pipes.
Could be a gas line leak.
It sure could be, Joey.
Could be a sump pump that ain't pumping water out of your basement
You don't want
on
that
a rainy
this time of
day.
year.
Or it could be you just want to upgrade, say, the tankless water heater system, or get a taller toilet, or maybe even a Japanese toilet. I hear they're very soothing.
The Toto, yeah.
Right. We're not joking about that, by the way. Would you want to go with one of those if you had the money?
I've actually looked at them a couple times at auction sites. So, yeah.
Don't get one on an auction site.
That's what's been holding me back, Joey.
But if Eddie does pull the trigger there, I know James Cole and Cole Plumbing can help him out.
That's the first ones I call.
279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
So, what do we got coming up? We got some more clips. Definitely some more clips. There was a congresswoman that tried to really put the screws to the Surgeon General, the great state of Florida.
Oh.
The guy's been kind of the outlier against the establishment and all the COVID stuff.
Yep.
It did not end well for her.
They come after him again, huh?
Yeah, she thought she was ready to go. Had this guy dead to rights. And then he goes, I'm your huckleberry. We also have more of the brand new NPR CEO. Catherine Mayer, she's trying to, explain how a free and open internet, as imagined by Wikipedia initially, that just turned into a tool of, white Western men forcing things on everybody. Why can't we celebrate all cultures? Well, free and open would allow you to celebrate whatever you want.
Lizard people.
We also have more from Senator Britt, and this is, I'm going to give her a hard time sometimes, but also she's taken great stands on, in this case, the issue of abortion at the national level. It's not like she's calling for a national standard. I'm not sure of her opinion on that, but it's funding of abortion through the federal government. The Biden administration explicitly is trying to get rid of the Hyde Amendment. Speaker Johnson is defending himself, saying, my philosophy is you do the right thing. And then, of course, Red Lobster, which by the way, I love sometimes. I hate Twitter sometimes. I want to nuke the world. But there are times where I love Twitter because I found out the news that Red Lobster was going bankrupt from the Twitter account of Shooter McGavin.
Dude, have you been by a Red Lobster in the last 15 years? They've been going out of business steadily for the last 15 to 20 years.
Well, I was a little worried after the awful tragedy last week. People getting shot right out. Did we do it? No, I'll put it this way, Eddie. Those Cheddar Bay biscuits kept them alive for years longer than anybody expected.
Well, here's the thing, though. You can buy those now at any grocery store, the little packet. So,
have you done that?
Yep. Also, last time I went to a
How
Red
often?
Lobster.
How often?
Twice.
How many do you eat when you go? How many biscuits is that?
The basket, they bring out a dozen, it's a dozen. If they bring out half a dozen, it's a half a dozen. And it comes back with another half a dozen.
And how many have you eaten? What's the record?
Well, probably a dozen plus maybe 4.
So 16.
If you want to count it that way.
It's a lot of bread, man.
Dude, look at me. But the last time I went to Red Lobster, the lobster tank was kind of green.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I just started making the biscuits myself.
Again, it's like the 90s stuff. Like Blockbuster's gone. Now Red
Shoney's.
Lobster's on the way out. Shoney's ain't what it used to be. Yeah. Anyway, Y'all stay tuned. More news and views in the afternoon. As we're calling it online, Joey Clark Live after this break.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The Senate dismissing all impeachment charges against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, ending the House Republican push to remove the cabinet secretary from office. That's over his handling of the U.S.-Mexico border, and ending his trial before arguments even began. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell said, quote, "History will not judge this moment well." The number of Americans filing for jobless benefits did not change last week as the labor market continues to defy efforts by the Federal Reserve to cool off. The Labor Department reports unemployment claims for the week ending April 13th were unchanged from the previous week's 212,000. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 42 points and the Nasdaq losing 40. This is SRN News.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, and evangelical leader. I speak to millions of people every week, people just like you. You see, what the elites are doing is using inflation and government handouts and now central bank digital currencies to determine how they're going to control America. And that's why I recommend all Christians start a gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. Because physical precious metals are one of the few ways you can maintain control over your own savings. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word faith to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word faith to 989898 and you're going to be blessed by taking action right now.
The Johnny Adams Law Firm. They want you to stay safe on the road. Please don't text and drive. Get to your destination safely. Your family and friends will thank you. From the Johnny Adams Law Firm.
Well, hi, everybody. We have a couple of more warm days before a big cool down. Today's high temperature up to about 86. Mostly cloudy, but still dry through tonight. Low tonight down to about 65. Tomorrow and Saturday, some widely scattered showers and possibly some thunderstorms. We'll be up to about 87 Friday. I've got us around 84 Saturday. Showers becoming more likely and maybe some thunderstorms on Sundays as it turns much cooler with a high only around 70. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here are today's top stories. Law enforcement from across Alabama met at the State House on Wednesday to support a bill that would ban devices that convert handguns into machine guns. Representative Philip Ensler is supporting the bill to ban Glock switches on the state level and make possession a Class C felony instead of a misdemeanor. Governor Kay Ivey was joined by officials from Lift Academy, Republic Airways, and representatives from Tuskegee University Wednesday to establish the Tuskegee University Flight School. Students will train at the same field where the legendary Tuskegee Airmen once received training. An Alabama Senate committee on Wednesday voted down a bill that would have required the public release of police body camera video and dash camera footage. The legislation would have made body cam and dash cam video a matter of public record, requiring release within 30 days of a request to view it. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
It's Johnny from Sinclair's from Bond Road. We've been in business almost 30 years.
Sinclair's East. Juanette Taylor.
I think if you hadn't tried us, you should give us a try. We've got a great menu, offered anything from chicken fingers, wings, salads, fajitas. At lunchtime, we do great country lunch with different vegetables and different meats every day.
Sinclair's, where you get great sandwiches and our daily meat at 3 special at lunch, to great pasta, chicken, steaks, and seafood for dinner.
Our most popular items are, we got a soup called she crab soup, which is extremely popular. We've got a bunch of pasta dishes, which people love. Mediterranean chicken is my favorite.
Sinclair's.
We do live music, light stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe 3-piece bands or 4-piece bands.
Come and see why Sinclair's has seen lesser restaurants come and go over the years. Johnny Sullivan Sinclair's, at the corner of Vaughn and Taylor. Find them on Facebook at Sinclair's East. Google search Sinclair's Restaurant. Sinclair's.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. The News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. He's Eddie. How you doing, Eddie?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing, Joey?
Doing all right. And so many ways we can go. But let's start with what I think's on everybody's mind, Red Lobster. But I do love that I found out that Red Lobster was going bankrupt. Like, it was official. I knew they were having problems, to your point earlier.
Hey, Joey,
but it is a
Kmart's been struggling for a while, too.
But do you not remember Happy Gilmore?
Yeah. I remember good times at Red Lobster. There just haven't been any good times in the last.
Hey, Shooter, you want to go to the Red Lobster?
Shooter McGavin. Oh, they're coming out with another.
Yeah, the fact that I get my news now from Shooter McGavin, I can't even remember the real actor's name.
Well, that's the cool thing about it.
Freaking hilarious. He's leaned into it.
Right. He says openly, people call him Shooter all the time, and he's leaned into it. He'll even give you the finger guns.
Shooter.
Which I think is cool.
Yeah, what a guy. But Red Lobster considering Chapter 11 bankruptcy after blaming $11 million loss on its endless shrimp promotion.
You got to blame it on something, Joey. Good Lord.
We didn't know how much these fat asses wanted to eat shrimp.
Either that or we didn't realize how much the cost of shrimp really was, so we got the bill.
Right. Well,
you know, we've only been in that business for 70 years, but...
Struggling restaurant chain Red Lobster is considering filing for bankruptcy as high costs, yes, and low sales ground the business. That's more like it, like actual both
sales.
Sides.
And I think that's a lot of restaurants nowadays.
Supply and demand, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
The brand is reportedly eyeing a possible Chapter 11 filing to restructure its debt, allowing it to discard long-term contracts and renegotiate new leases. Red Lobster's cash flows have been hit by expensive leases and high labor costs, like everybody else. Mm-hmm. The chain, which started as a single restaurant in Lakeland, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
In 1968, has around 650 locations across almost all states. It's famous for its cheese-flavored biscuits. The Cheddar Bay biscuits are. Like, they're still good.
Sure they are.
What, you don't agree?
Yeah, they're good. They just get a little greasy.
You didn't seem that convinced. What's wrong with a little grease?
After about a dozen of them, they feel a little greasy, Joey. That's what I'm saying.
You are half grease, all right?
Right. So once I become more than half, the body doesn't react well.
Yeah, you go out of homeostasis there. Yeah. Right. But news of the bankruptcy was first reported by Bloomberg, which said the restaurant chain is taking advice from the law firm King & Spalding. Good choice. Those familiar with the matter told the outlet the decision was yet to be finalized, but the bankruptcy would allow the company to continue operating. Okay, so they're not going away completely. But Red Lobster's famous shrimp promotion came as it wanted to lure in more customers after significant losses of $5.4 million in the second quarter of 2023. But those plans backfired since the all-you-can-eat promotion was too generous For just $20, diners could indulge in as much of the shellfish as they could stomach, which I'm not somebody who eats, I can't eat a lot all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, I can.
Shrimp.
I could eat an entire pizza right now.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. But pizza's one thing. How much shrimp do you think you could eat?
Pounds of shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can pound some
Easy.
shrimp. The only thing that slows me down is when we get it boiled and you got to peel them. That's the only speed bump in the road for me.
But the endless shrimp offer was initially a special, but in June it claimed a permanent spot on the Red Lobster menu. Food traffic reportedly increased by 4% as a result. Hey, honey, you want to go eat as much shrimp as we can at the Red Lobster?
A 4% bump allows you to lose how much money? A 4%
Like
bump
11
in
million.
sales. Right. Hello.
Wow. More people were ordering the endless shrimp than the company anticipated. Likely because the deal went viral on social media platforms like TikTok, where people showed off how much they ate to get their money's worth.
You leave now.
Well, and it's endless. Like you could do, so you could do linguine Alfredo or like sweet chili. You could do different styles,
Or
which
you
actually
just-
the variety helps you put it down.
Or you just do boiled shrimp.
Right.
Just keep bringing them till I tell you to stop.
Wow.
But again, halfway through that promotion, you know by then if you're losing money. Cut it off.
Right. Well, they upped the price to $25.
And they were
to
only
try
losing...
to, hey.
We upped the price to 25, so now we're not losing near as much as we were.
And do you ever want to be that manager where like you go into an all-you-can-eat thing? Or have you ever been in the situation where you go into an all-you-can-eat thing and they literally tell you to leave?
No, thank you, Joey. I've never been in that situation.
You've never been in that situation?
Nope.
I think there's like a loose family friend where it was around here and it was like endless tacos, as many as you can eat. And the restaurant said, we all need to leave. It was like 20 tacos in. They're like, you need to go away.
20 tacos? I think that big a
That's
deal,
not that
is it?
crazy,
Right.
but that's a lot of tacos, let's be honest.
Well, when you're not expecting it, when you're not putting the advertisement out there expecting the hogs to roll in, you're kind of just hoping to get a little business going, you know. And some people realize, oh, the trough is open. Let's go.
No, but can you imagine being a manager of one of those? Maybe it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Maybe it's like an all-you-can-eat promotion at a nicer restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
Buffets are not bad. Kind of miss some of those. No, I miss, again, this is 90s. Like, I think Piccadilly used to be in the East Hill Mall.
No, there's a couple places.
And it's like a cafeteria-style old-school thing, and it was tasty.
There was a place in Dothan. It was a Mexican restaurant. They used to have a buffet, and we would be down there for lunch. We would hit that buffet. Dude, a Mexican buffet?
So imagine working at like that Mexican buffet, and you as a manager realize this person has eaten so much, they're putting us at a loss for this week. And you have to pull the trigger on, please, sir, just leave.
I think I'd have to make a negotiation with him. If you leave now, I won't charge you for the buffet. If you don't leave now, I'm going to start messing with your food. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, what do you do?
Right. No, that is a good rule of thumb. Don't mess with people who fix your food.
Right. But I think I remember one of those all-you-can-eat places like that, and they would bring you, like, the first plate would have 20 shrimp.
Mhm.
Second plate would have, like, 10.
Right,
Third plate
right.
would have, like, 5, which is a smart way to play it.
Well, and there are some places all you could eat wings. I remember this in Auburn, and they'd bring you 6.
6 at a time?
Yeah, and you're like, and it would take forever for
That's
them to
why they
bring
get you.
another
That's
basket.
how they get you, yep.
I'm like, dadgummit, I could eat a lot of wings. Give me all the wings.
No.
We'll give you 40 at a time if you pay for them.
Right, you pay up front.
Right, yeah. And then, again, wings are incredibly expensive now. What is the
and
deal?
what's crazy is probably 25 years ago, that
Yeah.
was part of chicken they threw away.
Right. Even the chicken skin has become expensive
When
now
we were
because it's good.
in Jamaica, chicken necks were a big thing.
Chicken neck.
That's how bad the economy had gotten. Chicken necks.
Let's go to line 1. You're on the air. Who's this?
Oh, my God.
Hey, TS.
Hang on. Wait. Hang on. I got to get on the real phone.
Okay.
Hey, Joey. How are you?
Great. Your pie is delicious.
Pie was delicious.
Oh, wait. Shut up. Guy shared it?
Just a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I just felt he needed some comfort food.
You're right.
I just had a bite.
you-
I was like, I have to taste
Oh.
this. TS has been talking about it for months now, and you're
Oh, I thought-
great at it.
I thought you got some of the last one. It doesn't matter. That's not why. Now I don't know why I called. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember now. Stop. You can laugh with me and just not at me. Okay. Here's how old I am.
Mm-hmm.
Older. I'm never going to be old, just older.
How older
Back
are
in
you?
66.
Oh,
No, you're fine.
Young chicken.
The only one that ever bothered me was double nickels, 55. But
that one coming
moving right along, I bet you guys don't remember, because I wore their little polyester sailor suit, all you can eat crab claws. Snow crab legs at Red Lobster.
Oh.
Do you remember?
I remember.
No.
I just was thinking about eating crab legs and.
No, snow crab legs.
Right.
But, I mean, it wasn't crazy because they had to work at it,
Yeah,
know?
it slows you down.
Oh,
But they were so big.
We made so much money off, that was, maybe that was one that didn't hurt them and make them go bankrupt. Because people have to work to get the stuff out of the shelf.
That's so true.
Yep. Well, I'm glad that Sky shared his pie. And just let me know when you want more. I know Greg doesn't like pecan pie. And
We'd like
I
one
know
now.
you do.
More now would be good. Just putting it out there.
Quit cracking me up. Anyway, I know Greg doesn't like them, so I bring a bear claw every once in a while, but I don't know that he always gets them.
Well, if I'm here, I can assure that he gets to look at them. I can't promise you that I give them to him.
Oh, no, I brought one, and Jay took it. And I said, well, Jay, if Greg's not here, I guess you can eat it, but don't tell him. So I don't know if he ever got it or not.
My money on Jay ate it.
That's okay. Jay needs bear claws, too. I love you guys. I was just throwing that out there.
We love you, too.
Love you, too. Love you more if you bring me another pie. Just putting it out there.
272-9228. If you want to bring us food or talk about how fat we're all getting, it's true. It's all true. It's all gravy, baby, or something like that. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. Again, that's 272-9228. Hey, you want to go to this NPR CEO? Because there are more clips dropping. Chris Rufo, like a dog with a bone, man. He ain't giving it up.
Let me ask you one thing about the NPR deal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they're going to push her out? If this went right now, do you think this is a kind of a plan to kind of push her out? Or is it a plan for Republicans to put this on the front agenda and say, we're giving these people too much money?
I think Rufo is... yes, he's going for that because he's the one who drove the car taking out President Gay of Harvard.
Right.
And as well as a few other Ivy League presidents and a few other folks around academia.
Mm-hmm.
But as we've all learned, just like racism is prejudice plus power,
okay,
plagiarism is copying without attribution plus power.
Oh, you get power on the backside.
Right.
too.
So if you're part of a marginalized group, you can copy all you want.
Because you're getting
because you're marginalized, so you need that hand up.
See.
In order to be equal, we need to be unequal.
To be equal, you got to handicap the other.
Right.
I see.
There's always that element of power. And yes, the person who's marginalized bringing up that it has to be plus power, they don't want any power. They just know you got too much. And this plays right into what this NPR CEO put out there. Again, this is Catherine Mayer. And, she started with Wikipedia. And again, I think it started with a really great ideals. In fact, I know for a fact Jimmy Wales is a libertarian, and a big one. And he was trying to apply some of his ideas. And it started out as a great idea. I think on some areas of knowledge, it's still pretty daggone good. But we can't have free and open anymore, according to the new NPR CEO. Let's listen into this lady.
I started by talking about the idea of free and open as some of our founding principles, sort of free and open source, coming from the idea of the open source community. Well, I have come to the opinion and the perspective that free and open was a way of looking at the world that was inherently limited relative to what we were trying to achieve. Free and open has the best of intentionality, but in the end, what free and open often ended up doing, and particularly in the case of Wikipedia, was really recapitulating many of the same power structures and dynamics that exist offline prior to the advent of the internet. And so what we ended up seeing was Wikipedia really rebuilt this idea of knowledge as a whole around what the Western canon. You see the exclusion of communities of languages because of the ways in which Wikipedia is based on reliable sources. The idea of a written tradition is something that is particular to the idea of a written tradition, which is particular to some cultures and not to others.
Mm.
The ways in which we ascribe notability often really comes from sort of this white male westernized construct around who matters in societies and who is elevated and whose voices. And so some of these ideas of sort of this radical openness really did not end up living into the intentionality of what openness can be. I started by talking.
No, how about openness is about openness? Being free is about actually being free. And then constantly griping about outcomes is now the excuse to get rid of freedom and openness. So what do we want? Like constraints and just being closed off? And, oh, no, we need experts to curate it, right, Eddie?
Apparently. But they haven't got it right yet, Joey.
And wouldn't you, these Western white men who created Wikipedia, they're focused around the Western canon and the traditions that got them to the point of creating Wikipedia. Why would Western people care about Western civilization?
Well, probably had something to do with them being
Don't
Western.
they understand that these other cultures that didn't create Wikipedia need to be represented by Wikipedia? And that means you need to empower me to tell you how to make it fair?
I was going to say, do they really want to be represented by Wikipedia?
How about we just try free and open?
That'll work.
Well, but then the power dynamics are just reified, recapitulated. It's like, well, maybe some of the power dynamics are virtuous. You ever think that through?
Yep.
You ever think through that all the folks that created all the amazing things we rely on each day are better than you? And not on account on their sex, or in fact they got something hanging between their legs, and certainly not on account of how they look in the sun. It's on the account of yes, in some ways, people win the genetic lottery. Some people are better athletically.
Yes.
I mean, individual people. Some people are born with a 170 IQ. And they didn't earn that. They just got it. But you better believe, whether it's a Michael Jordan or a Bill Gates, there's a lot of hard work also thrown in there. So this idea that, like, why does everybody keep saying Michael's the GOAT of basketball? Because he worked his ass off and he was the GOAT.
Yep.
Why do we keep talking about him? Why don't we talk about Larry Bird? It's like, well, we can talk about Larry Legend too. In fact, we should celebrate anybody that achieves a certain level of success or achieves incredible breakthroughs that the entire human race is now better off for. But no, let's just deny who created it in many ways. And the problem always comes up with, again, these generalities about groups. Like, so it's white folks that created the thing. No, it wasn't white folks. You idiot. In fact, the people who say that are usually some dumb white people who want to take credit for things that had nothing to do with it.
White guilt.
It wasn't men as a mass. No, most men suck. In fact, a large number of men are savages. That's why men overpopulate prisons and all over the world. No, there are occasionally individual people that rise to such a level that they create things that make everybody's lives better. But how dare we celebrate those achievements? Why don't we look to other cultures? And then while we complain about the power of these people, what we really want is power ourselves. Okay. It's not that surprising. It's the story of human history. I have more power than you. That makes me free. I'll live forever in the minds of my subjects or citizens, fellow men. And I'll build monuments to myself. It's not like they'll dissolve under the sea anytime soon. Right. Can you imagine, like, building the pyramids to your own honor? And now you got, like, some dope, like, on Joe Rogan talking about how it's actually a power plant, man, for fifth dimensional beings.
It's one of several power plants.
Right, yeah, it is. Right.
I can't even say what it's true.
It's like you build a flag up and, right before the turn of the 20th century, and it's based on, St. Andrew's cross that he was crucified on, and now folks think it's the Confederate flag. No, we had a different one when we declared secession. It was blue, and it had a goddess of liberty on it. I just learned that today. I didn't.
I still can't get over that.
It is fascinating.
Dumbfounded. And how people feel the need to speak out on something they really don't have a clue about and be so defensive and so angry.
Hey, but if you get rid of that, we can't really have a talk show.
Well, not everybody can do that, Joey. Not everybody can do
But it's one of my favorite lines ever written, that we're all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. And I think so often people are just bickering over who has a better position in the gutter. But you're still at ground level. You're still in the muck and the mire. But I'm king of the hill of the dung heap.
Yep.
Maybe we could punch a higher floor. Maybe we could actually, literally reach for the stars. And you admire the people that have the capability to do that. And you do whatever you can to support them. Instead, no, everybody's equal. Everybody's the same. And if we just pump people up with enough of creature comforts, food and drugs and entertainment, and we represent everybody, everybody will be happy. But everybody ain't happy.
No.
That's the weird thing. That doesn't seem to be working, this therapeutic approach. It just fatten everybody up and everybody will be happy.
No.
Doesn't work that way. And in fact, there's no new studies out that Americans are sleeping less, more stressed. The most overwhelming time of the day is 8:15 in the morning. I could relate to that.
I can relate to that.
Happiness studies are now showing people are just going into the tube, down the tubes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, things like alcohol abuse or drug abuse or mental illness, anxiety, yada, yada, yada.
The CBD edible world.
Oh, yeah.
10 years ago, wasn't a thing. Now look how...
Now people that want stress relief, so to speak.
Yeah. The Sunday scaries, Monday blues. Yeah.
Right. But if you're wondering who ruined your life, you're right. It's you at the end of the day. After all my wailing and gnashing of teeth and my ranting and raving there, I'm dead serious about my next point. I almost broke up crying about it yesterday. When a woman like Amy Dix experiences the greatest unfairness, like it's just one of those random awful things that happen and befall people. And for her to look on the bright side of life after that is again the gratitude and the perspective everybody needs. Because you can pass all the laws you want, you can intervene into the society and try to shape it, whether you're controlling information or trying to do crime intervention seminars, get out there with the public, or make sure everybody's got good housing and food and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, it comes down to individual people's choices, no matter the systems you build. And if you don't solve that, you might be shocked to see you might build a perfect society and there will be people ready to blow it up. Because they're people, damn it. Not piano keys for you to strike in a particular way to the orchestra you want to build up. That symphony ain't for everybody sometimes. How about this? Let's hit a break.
All right.
We'll be right back. More news and views in the afternoon in just a moment.
He may not know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Fresh deals, fresh inventory. Spring savings have sprung at Toyota of Montgomery. And we have a fresh new inventory of the new Toyotas you've been looking for. Take that spring trip in style, comfort, safety, and peace of mind in our huge selection of trucks, SUVs, and sedans. Drive the new 2024 Camry LE and lease for $299 a month, or get low 3.99% APR financing. Spring out of your old car and into a new Toyota and get up to $2,000 over book value for your trade. Or check out our fresh new inventory of certified pre-owned Toyotas that look, drive, and even smell brand new. Just don't wait. Spring offers end soon at Toyota of Montgomery. Online at toyotamontgomery.com. Part of the Sutherland Automotive Group.
3.99% APR financing for 36 months is $29.53 for 1,000 finance. MSRP $30,958. 12,000 miles per year for 36 months with 3638 due with finance. $0 security deposit with approved credit. Excessive wear, tear, and mileage may affect trade value. Plus tax, tag, title, and $995. Expires 4/30/24.
Taking on your backyard? Steel is ready to help in your pursuit of the perfect cut. With our full line of zero-turn mowers and low-interest financing. Real Steel. Join the pursuit at steeldealers.com.
Visit Batesville Ace Hardware, your only steel dealer in the area.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you?
look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health.
Break it up, son. Joke's over, hey?
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
The premier place the river region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. (272-9228) if you want to get in on the program. It's 272-9228. Now, this clip we promised a little earlier.
All right.
This is where they try to go after the Surgeon General.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Dr. Joseph Ladapo.
Mm-hmm.
And this Thomas Massey also runs in with the assist at the very end. I love me some sassy with Massey.
Run in.
Yeah. Like he really does just like slam, like it's like the good doctor throws the pass up and,
Right.
and Massey's there for the alley-oop. It's pretty awesome.
I can just see that it played out in my head.
So here we go. Here, I'll pull it up on the screen. Look at this lady. Do you look like she's happy?
Gotta go with no, Joey.
Why not?
I've seen that look on many women's faces. That's a look of disgust.
Maybe it has something to do with you. Maybe you're the common denominator
I could
there.
be, but not in this case.
Butch.
I've never met this lady before.
You ever been called Butch before?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it doesn't fit you. You're too sweet.
I'm more of a Bubba.
Sweeter than that. Let's go to the clip.
Specialist in infectious diseases.
I am board certified in internal medicine, and internal medicine doctors take care of a wide variety of
Understood.
patients.
Are you a
especially
specialist?
in-
I asked a very
in
specific
infectious
question.
disease.
Are you a specialist in infectious diseases?
Oh my God. Is this the game? It's the credentials game.
Yep.
I hate it when people wave their credentials around like anybody's impressed. It's like, put it away.
Then you would not like real estate.
Yeah, keep it in your pants. It's a good policy for everybody. But she continues with this line.
right.
Listen in.
I'm board certified in internal
Okay,
medicine.
the
and
answer,
take
I
care of
guess, is
patients
no,
with-
which is
with-
okay. We're
with
moving
infectious
on.
diseases.
Are you a specialist in epidemiology?
I have
I
PhD
see where you're
training
going. Okay,
in
so you are
epidemiology.
not a specialist in epidemiology
I have
either.
PhD training in epidemiology and biostatistics
Are you-
and health economics.
Are you a vaccine researcher?
I am not a vaccine researcher.
Okay. I'm curious why you altered key findings in a state-driven study about COVID-19 in your state of Florida. Why did you alter the results of a state-driven survey? If I could, Mr. Chair, enter into the record April 24th, 2023 political article, Florida Surgeon General altered key findings in study on COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah, no.
Why did you alter the information in that study?
Thank you for your question. That is factually incorrect. I did not alter any findings in any study, and I have a record of multiple NIH grants as a professor at UCLA and a professor at Florida, and those are not easy to get. The study you're talking about is a study that was very unpopular because we had a finding that actually was in sync with what you might
So is
expect
it-
from myocarditis,
Dr.
which is
Ladapo?
that we found that there was an increased risk of
So when
myocarditis and
other
cardiac
people
death in young people.
in your home state had said on the record to the press that you altered the study, are you saying that is inaccurate?
I'm saying we have a study that showed that young men were at
Did
increased
you
risk of
alter
cardiac. I've already
the
answered
study?
that question, ma'am.
Did
I
you-
said absolutely not. I have never altered any study. We had a finding of increased cardiac risk that translated into excess deaths in young men in particular. That was a very unpopular finding, but is very consistent with the finding that myocarditis is especially increased in young men. The study was performed by epidemiologists at the Florida Department of Health, not by me. I oversaw the study, and that was the finding, and I personally believe that that finding is accurate.
I have another question. You had said in multiple.
Hold on. She was trying to bring up, okay, you aren't credentialed at all as a specialist. He is, by the way.
Slam him.
Like, oh, he's not a specialist? Like, I think he's literally a Harvard PhD grad.
She didn't want him to answer all that, Joey.
But she goes from you're not credentialed to, are you saying people who went on the record with the press?
Are you saying they lied?
Hey, Eddie, you think anybody who's ever come talk to us on the show's lied to us? Went on the record?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Joey.
You're right. It's not a court of law.
Right.
And people lie in that situation, too. Don't
Very
even
much
started
so.
how much they lie to Congress.
They don't lie unless you catch them.
But I just love that. Like, these credentials are important, but these people would lie to the press for political reasons? That's literally all we do anymore.
Every day.
That's American politics. Yep. You should know you're a politician.
Op-eds, USA Today, March 26, 2020, Wall Street Journal, April 9th, 2020. You spent time taking care of patients with COVID-19 at UCLA's flagship hospital, and yet your colleagues at that institution said that was not true. Did you, in fact, were you the person charged with treating COVID-19 patients?
I have taken care of at UCLA Hospital as the attending physician many patients with COVID-19.
Seems pretty
Thank you, Mr.
plausible.
Mr. Latipo, the gentle lady from Vermont just questioned your credentials. Isn't it true you have a PhD and an MD from Harvard?
Yes, that's correct, but apparently not enough.
I guess not. Well, I'm going to say that the Pfizer CEO is a large animal veterinarian, okay? And then the person who actually approved the vaccines at the FDA is a hematologist oncologist.
No, this is Thomas Massey speaking.
Who ran off the two top vaccine scientists at the FDA, Marion Gruber and Philip Krause.
Wow.
Because they said that they would not skip steps to approve the vaccine.
Yep.
And then they also had hesitation about the boosters. He said not everybody's going to need a booster, especially not 8 months after they've received the vaccine. But they were the vaccine experts working at the FDA who were removed of their responsibilities by a guy who didn't replace them with vaccine experts. How do I know this? I was in a transcribed interview for 7 hours with this gentleman from the FDA yesterday. And what we also found out is that the FDA, whose role is to regulate the manufacturers, to make sure that what they say is true, that the claims can be verified. The FDA itself was going out and making 1-minute videos saying things that not only did the vaccine manufacturers not claim, for instance, that their vaccines could stop or slow the spread, but the vaccine manufacturers never asked for approval of to be able to say, and that the vaccine manufacturers would have gone to jail. The FDA would have probably arrested somebody if they had made the claims that the FDA itself was making.
Wow. And I don't want to skip over one point Thomas Massey made. Did you hear it, Eddie? That the CEO of Pfizer is a large animal veterinarian.
Also,
which folks might say, well, he's got no credentials. I'm like, no, think it through. They literally treat you like cattle. That's the perfect guy to run Pfizer.
That's the same guy who didn't take the vaccine.
Right.
Don't forget that. Right.
Oh, it's perfectly safe to drink. Well, remember that interview? I can't remember what it was. I think it had to do with Monsanto. It's like it's safe to drink that stuff. Like, okay, here's a glass of it. Go ahead.
No, thanks. I'm good.
Okay.
Exactly.
Dopes. Absolute dopes. Hey, let's hit this break. But
All right.
first, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And there at Montgomery Men's Health, well, guys, you know, Eddie, two things can happen. Not personally. I'm not accusing you of anything.
Don't be accusing.
Because, in fact, without going into detail, I know you're good in that department.
Thank you, brother.
I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to wink there.
Took a gas.
But, you know, two things can happen, right? Erectile dysfunction.
Yep.
and low testosterone. In fact, the low T might be causing those bedroom issues.
And that's probably more common, yeah.
And these are not things to put off, deny. Don't be embarrassed about it, and don't wait to get it fixed. Guys hate going to the doctor. I'm a guy. Eddie's guy. You like going to the doctor?
Not really.
I don't either. But Montgomery Men's Health was created to take care of guys just like us. And the reality is, pills often quit working. So if you've been doing the mail order thing, you know, God love you, but those can quit working.
Yeah, they can.
And guys start making excuses then for coming to bed. There are actually studies that now show men will be purposely more irritable and argumentative before bed just to avoid failing at intimacy. So if you're lacking motivation, energy, and drive, including a decrease in your sex drive, seeing unwanted weight gain, loss of muscle mass, feel like you're walking through your life in a fog, well, knowing whether or not you have low T is huge in combating some of these issues. And the providers there at Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup plus a consultation for only $99. And they have low T treatments there at Montgomery Men's Health that can truly change lives. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym. Brother. That's right, brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism. You usually even notice an increased libido. You can actually book the same day that you call. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and hit your goals this year. That number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
Now you can add the power of digital advertising to the #1 reach of radio. Let Blue Water's 20 years of local advertising and marketing success show you how. Grow your business with a complete suite of digital solutions, combined with the reach of the most listened to radio group in the River region. Call us or go to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out how we can increase your return on investment. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We have a couple of more warm days before a big cool down. Today's high temperature up to about 86. Mostly cloudy, but still dry through tonight. Low tonight down to about 65. Tomorrow and Saturday, some widely scattered showers and possibly some thunderstorms. We'll be up to about 87 Friday. I've got us around 84 Saturday. Showers becoming more likely and maybe some thunderstorms on Sundays as it turns much cooler with a high only around 70. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Web Bobo with Capital Tractor. Make this spring your most productive yet with our package deal on Kubota's L2501 DT tractor with front loader, 5-foot cutter and box blade, and 20-foot trailer at special spring savings. Kubota and Capital Tractor, Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the River region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You know, they used to say Abraham Lincoln got the worst press. I said, there's no way he got worse than me.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. He's Eddie.
What's up, Joe?
How you doing?
My.
And now let's go to Senator Brett. Because on particular issues, she is fighting hard.
Okay.
And I think on the other ones, there's just a disagreement with a lot of Alabamians.
I think there is too.
Not enough. She won by a pretty large margin, guys. That said, here is Senator Brett. This is, I believe, talking to Javier Becerra of Health and Human Services.
Okay.
And this is about the recently proposed budget by Joe Biden's administration. It has something to do with that thing called the Hyde Amendment. Let's listen in to Senator Brett.
Mr. Secretary, thank you for being here today. Obviously, we are here to talk about budgets. I've heard a lot of talk about abortion today. And in particular, when I'm looking at your budget, obviously, there was no mention of the Hyde Amendment to be in there. So I want to confirm that you believe taxpayer dollars should go to be able to fund abortions.
Senator, thanks for the question. The president has made it clear he wants to remove the Hyde Amendment from the budget proposals, and that's what he's done.
Okay, so when we're talking about that, Senator Kennedy asked you a question, and you all were talking about, your answer kept being Roe v. Wade, and I want that to be the law of the land. So let's just stipulate that your hypothetical is the truth. And so if Roe v. Wade were the law of the land, and a woman wanted to take the life of her child the day before her child was due, or the day after her child was due, then you support her ability to choose to do that. Is that correct?
Senator, I will say what I said to
No. I've stipulated Roe v. Wade is law of the land. So there's 7 states in this country and the District of Columbia that allow you to take the life of a child the moment before a child is born. So clearly you support a woman's right to choose to do that.
Senator, the example you gave is fiction as far as I know. Can you give me a particular example?
If it actually is fiction, then why not say no, that's out of the realm of possibility, that no woman would think to be able to do that? Because the truth is if you say that taxpayer dollars should go to fund abortions, then you're saying that my taxpayer dollars should go to fund something like that. And if that's unthinkable, then why don't you just say it's unthinkable? And in fact, then we can just take it off the table and not allow that to be legal. Because the truth is, when you do that, I'm going to read this to you. In particular, when these abortions occur, the gruesome surgical techniques involve crushing, dismembering, and removal of the fetal body. So they actually deliver the baby breech and then have to put scissors up the baby's neck, open it up, and then suck out the brain so that they're able to get the head through the birth canal. And so then there's also the opportunity to go in and actually put a needle in that child's heart and kill that child. If that child is then delivered alive, do you believe that child on that table, that we should be able to save that child? Or do you believe that our taxpayer dollars give this woman the right to say, don't save my child? I just think when we're talking about this and you're saying so boldly, no taxpayer dollars go, and you actually won't answer the question when it comes to Roe v. Wade. And I'm saying I'll stipulate that your hypothetical is the case. There are still 7 states in this country and the District of Columbia that allow us to do that. We're one of 7 nations that allow that to take place on our soil. 2 of the other nations are North Korea and China. And I just believe when we're talking about budgets, I want you to know where I'm coming from and why I believe wholeheartedly with every ounce of me that we have to preserve the Hyde Amendment. And on that note, moving to maternal.
Yep, there you go.
So why not answer the question?
Well, because the president has directed me
to not answer the question?
Well, that we have to, women have a right to choose, Eddie.
That's where I have problems. Where you can't answer, and most of them go up there. They go up there with the intent of not answering questions. And I hate the fact that we just kind of let it go with that. I tried. And I don't know what I expect. I don't expect Katie Britt to come running down there and get in his face. But I do expect.
Well, and for instance, in places all across Europe where abortion is allowed, usually the cutoff, I think Germany is 15 weeks. So I think there's just a common sense level of understanding. Right. Once you reach a certain point in a pregnancy, that is a very much viable child that could have a life. And nobody but our politics means we can't have that nuance, that understanding whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, it's one of these.
I love how the Democrats become anarchists on this one issue.
Well,
I mean, I'll join you on every other one if you join me, but
I can't believe that you can
you're
openly
not.
stand behind murder.
Right, and even, heck, if you're an anarchist, there's a thing called natural law, and there are, say, morality and rules higher than any government.
Right.
Is my belief. So that's between you and God. And people say that as a throwaway now during the debates we're having over abortion. Right. It's like, man, God ain't just some throwaway, like, judge at the Olympic table. Yep. And this is what I mean by I appreciate Senator Britt standing on those sorts of issues. Now, is she going to do what I want on Section 702?
Probably not everything.
Probably not. I would love to be surprised, though.
You and me both.
Would love to be surprised. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon can help you, whether you're looking to buy or refi. You know, those refinance deals can be a great way for you to just restructure debt.
Sure.
It might not be like, oh, you're in that much trouble. Now, if you are stuck under a mountain of credit card debt and you're barely making minimum payments, and you have equity built up in your home, definitely look into a refinance deal with Alabama Home Mortgage. But it could be, you know, I've just got a bunch of different debts in different spots and you just want to consolidate things down, pay off a load of it, but just get it more manageable in your own mind. Or it could be you don't have debt problems to speak of. You're more looking to reinvest in your property, which is a great way is taking equity out of the house and getting, say, remodels done, updating certain appliances. Or it could be you want to reinvest in your family. Say your kid just graduated from college and they're going off to a new city. Or you want to help set them up in the city you reside in. Well, there you go.
I think that's a great idea.
And, of course, if you're looking to buy, Alabama Home Mortgage can walk with you every step of the way from pre-approval all the way to closing day. And those pre-approvals are actually worth something. When people see, oh, you got pre-approved by Kim and Madeline, they're at Alabama Home Mortgage, they're going to take you very seriously indeed. So check them out today. Give them a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies like Kim and Madeline. Prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You're turning your home into a rental and build wealth at the same time. People throughout the river region are doing that right now. By investing wisely in the right property or turning your current home into a rental is the secret. Hiring a property manager to professionally manage your property is the way to prosperity. Our company does all of the advertising, personally showing prospective tenants, does a thorough background check and credit report before moving forward. Over 15 critical services are provided to our clients in protecting the asset, but also providing the best residence in your home possible. Collecting rent on time and frequent inspections help landlords feel better about renting their house, and to provide clean, well-kept homes that anybody would be proud to call home. For a complete list of property management services, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
Hey guys, are you looking for a professional and reliable tree service company in the Montgomery and surrounding areas? Well, check out the folks at Tree Masters. It's a name you know and trust. From pruning to full tree removal, they'll even help you remove your shrubs. They service all of Central Alabama, including Lake Martin and Lake Jordan. Call them for a free quote today at 334-676-3638. That's 334-676-3638. Tree Masters.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, I think we have time here, Eddie, for a very strange video. Hopefully this works. This is out of Dubai. Now, you know, from all the years of talking about they're shooting chemicals in the sky, look at those chemtrails. Those don't look like normal contrails, that sort of conversation.
Sky seeding, baby.
And, you know, everybody wants to put that in the conspiracy box. And, you know, sometimes you are just, some of y'all just don't need to look up. It ain't good for you. Especially not like right at the sun. That said, there have been well-documented governments all over the world, including our own, that have tried to do experiments with
they
the weather.
admit to it once it doesn't work.
Right. But apparently, I don't know if Dubai meant to do this.
I don't think they meant to do it quite this.
I mean, Dubai's got it going on in terms of modern tech and wealth and all this, but many parts of southern Arabian Peninsula reported heavy rain.
Yeah.
It was so heavy the Dubai airport shut down for a short period.
Is that the video you got?
Due to the severe waterlogging.
Yeah.
Well, here's a look at the storm they kicked up.
Yeah, look at that.
Holy
Look at that.
Wow. Yeah. Again, folks, you can go to Joey Clark Live or
that's the airport.
Joey Clark on Facebook.
That's
or
the runway, not the marina.
At the Joey Clark on X. That is the runway?
That's not the marina, Joey.
So
those
apparently,
are not floating planes either.
Like, is this a natural thing? That can't be natural.
No, they did some cloud seeding.
Look at this.
So a friend of mine lives in Dubai, and I sent him an email 2 days ago, and he got it to it. When this happened, somebody said and I don't know if it's true, but they said there are no drains in Dubai because it's a desert.
It never rains, yeah.
So I sent him an email. I'm waiting for a response because I cannot believe, even though they get 4 inches of rain a year, they would not have put any kind of drains in an entire city system. That just doesn't seem logical.
Now look around. They're showing the city now.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, you'll see these Ferraris come floating by.
And that is a nasty rainstorm. I don't think I've ever been in something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe one down on the coast when I went to visit my dad. There was one.
You get those good ones that last 20 minutes or so.
But this was like band after band. You know, my Kia has all the sensors on it and stuff. All the sensors stopped working. It was so bad.
Oh, wow.
I literally couldn't see. I'm like, okay, I might die.
That's the car way of telling you to pull over.
Right. But I had to get to my dad's surprise
party. I can't
party.
see either, so pull over, Joey.
Yeah, that was a good way to start a surprise party. Right. Surprise, Joey. But apparently, it's an entire year's worth of rain in a single storm.
More than that. 6 inches is what they got. They only usually get 4 inches in a year.
That's absolutely insane.
Now, in Dubai, can you go complain to the government that they overdid something, or you just have to accept it?
Rain also fell in Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and in neighboring Oman, a sultanate that rests on the eastern edge of the Arabian Peninsula. At least 18 people have been killed in heavy rains in recent days.
Wow.
Absolute video after video, too.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
Like, it completely flooded out. And you got to wonder, like, what did they do here?
Cloud seeding, baby.
Yep. Climatologists have warned for years that human-driven climate change is fueling more extreme and less predictable weather events across the globe. But some people are trying to say, oh, it's climate change, it's real, right?
No.
Well, actually, as they say on the internet, the heavy rains that caused widespread flooding across the desert nation stem partly from cloud seeding. Yeah. The UAE started cloud seeding operations in 2002 to address water security issues, even though the lack of drainage in areas can trigger flooding. The Gulf States National Center of Meteorology dispatched seeding planes on Monday and Tuesday to take advantage of convective cloud formations. This is according to Ahmed Habib, a specialist meteorologist. That technique involves implanting chemicals in tiny particles, often natural salts, such as potassium chloride, into the atmosphere to coax more rain from the clouds.
Draw that humidity out.
Wow. And so here's a big, shot from afar of Dubai. Hold on. This is like the horizon shot, time lapse. Holy
That's what it looks
moly.
like at the beach when one of those storms come in. You can see it coming in off the ocean.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be the desert.
Yeah. Well, Joe.
Look at it coming real heavy. You can't even see the city skyline.
Like one of those dust storms that come over because it just blinds.
Yeah, you can't even see the skyline.
Hey, you mess with Mother Nature?
She messes back.
All right.
Yeah, she doesn't like being challenged. How about this, folks? We got to hit our top of the hour break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Jury selection in the Trump criminal trial has encountered new setbacks, as two seated jurors were excused, one for backtracking on whether she could be impartial, the other over concerns about whether he was truthful about whether he had ever been accused or convicted of a crime. A Nogales, Arizona jury will hear closing arguments in the trial of a rancher accused of fatally shooting a migrant on his property near the U.S.-Mexico border. 75-year-old George Allen Kelly has been charged. Prospective home buyers are facing a higher cost to finance a home, with the average long-term U.S. mortgage rate moving above 7% this week, to its highest level in nearly 5 months. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 19 points and the NASDAQ 64 points in the red. This is SRN News.
Honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We wanted you to stop by for dinner as our way of thanking you.
Yes, to thank you for that free gutter inspection, the free estimate, and what was the other thing?
That lifetime guarantee.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sparks, those are just Leaf Filter's policies. Everyone who calls Leaf Filter gets a trusted pro to come out for a free gutter inspection and estimate. And every Leaf Filter installation comes with a lifetime guarantee.
So it's not just us?
No, sir. We don't want anyone to worry about clogged gutters ever again.
You mean everyone gets this level of service?
Everyone. They just need to visit leaffilter.com/gold to schedule their free inspection.
Okay, but you must be starving. You work so hard.
Ready to love your gutter protection as much as we do? Visit leaffilter.com/gold and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by the Johnny Adams Law Firm. They want you to stay safe on the road. Please don't text and drive. Get to your destination safely. Your family and friends will thank you. From the Johnny Adams Law Firm.
Well, hi, everybody. We have a couple of more warm days before a big cool down. Today's high temperature up to about 86. Mostly cloudy, but still dry through tonight. Low tonight down to about 65. Tomorrow and Saturday, some widely scattered showers and possibly some thunderstorms. We'll be up to about 87 Friday. I've got us around 84 Saturday. Showers becoming more likely and maybe some thunderstorms on Sundays as it turns much cooler with a high only around 70. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE Credit Union makes auto loans easy with rates as low as 4.75% APR. Apply online or visit your local branch today. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASE.
1819 News.
If a person is convicted of trafficking a child here in Alabama, they will now spend the rest of their life behind bars. Governor Ivey has signed the Sound of Freedom Act into law. The governor says this crime is heinous and heart-wrenching, and those found guilty should face the harshest penalties. This bill is leading the nation in striking hard against the crime of child sex trafficking by giving anyone over the age of 19 an immediate life sentence. The bill was given the name of Sound of Freedom Act in honor of the movie that came out last year about Tim Ballard and his efforts to save children from sex traffickers in Colombia. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Alabama Unfiltered Radio, and when I need the news and I need it fast, I turn to Andrea Tice and the Daily Detail. On my way in, it is the most convenient, best way for me to digest what's going on so that I can use it for our show. She tells you what's going on in Alabama that day first and fast. So listen to the Daily Detail with Andrea Tice. Don't miss out.
The Daily Detail is available wherever podcasts are found.
A trial date has been set for June in the case of an Irondale man who is charged with placing an explosive device outside of the Alabama Attorney General's office. 26-year-old Kyle Calvert will have a pretrial conference first on May 15th, and the trial is set to begin June 17th. The reasons behind the bombing appear to be connected to the fact that Calvert supports Antifa, calls himself a pansexual with they-them pronouns, and has railed on social media against conservative values and politics. One person is dead after a DeKalb County school bus had a wreck with another vehicle. The driver of the school bus sustained minor injuries. The driver in the other car has died. The crash occurred along Alabama Highway 40. There are no reports of children being on that bus. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Come see how you can drive a new Lexus from Lexus of Montgomery today. Drive the new 2024 Lexus ES350, now only $353 a month. Or choose the new 2023 Lexus RZ450E for only $399 a month. You can drive a new Lexus today. Visit Lexus of Montgomery, part of the Sutherland Automotive Group.
VIN number RU17774, $4,995 to assign. VIN number PB02044, $3,700 to assign. 36 months, 10K mile lease with approved credit plus tax, tag, title, duck fee.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
Joey Clark.
And the beautiful thing, folks, is when you lower your expectations about politicians, sometimes you're surprised and you're like, you know what, I actually like that. No, I'm actually not that surprised. But Kay Ivey signs the Sound of Freedom Act into law, giving mandatory life sentences for trafficking minors. It is the harshest anti-child trafficking law in the nation now.
I can appreciate that. Certainly can, especially in today's times.
So there you go. Appreciate you signing that, Governor.
Yep. Now let's get to the enforcement part.
Yeah, good point, Eddie. Really good point. Let's go to Crawdad. Hey, Crawdad.
Good afternoon. I was listening to you folks talk about weather, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And how some people want to blame everything on bad orange man causing climate change, was it? Now,
yeah.
Okay, I want to know, I have several favorite dirty words to say legally on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is causes a bad. One is a monsoon. Monsoon is a dirty word. You know what I mean, Amon. Okay.
Eddie,
bad.
You're the guy who goes to Jamaica.
Nope. Going with no.
There's a highway they're building anyway. But is not the word haboob. Is that not a bad word? The climate change are called haboob. That's a dirty word, haboob. Do you know what a haboob is?
I do not.
When you get a change in the upper wind, it will come down to ground levels. It's so dense you cannot see that fine sand. And over there, it's not the same sand that we have here. Over there, the sand it is like talcum powder.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is that fine. The sand, and it's just in the air. If we did not have those winds blowing all the way across the Atlantic, we would not have the Amazon jungle. That's climate change. But where did you say they were freaking out over the tarmac? Where was that called?
Dubai.
In Dubai.
Yeah. You know, it will snow occasionally even, believe it or not. You guys have a good one. Thank you for putting up with me and my haboob over here.
Thank
you, Crawdad.
Don't play with it
I had to
too
look
much.
up the haboob, and yeah, that's exactly what he's talking about.
Let's-
Basically a sandstorm.
Let's go to Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, man. You guys were talking about Governor Ivy with sexual abuse thing that she signed, and I think that's wonderful. But you know what blows my mind? When you're looking at sexual abuse victims, as far as children, 15% of all sexual assault victims are under the age of 12. 29% are ages 12 to 17. And if you're looking at the United States, 10 million children in the United States witness some form of domestic violence annually. And approximately half of them are also victims of sexual violence. Children are also the victims of sex trafficking in unbelievable rate in the U.S. And, we look at this situation like, oh, we got a wonderful world. I'm going to tell you guys, we live in a evil, demonic place. We do. It's unbelievable. Average age of entry into prostitution is between 12 and 14 years old. Estimates here in the United States are over 300,000 American children are at risk for sexual exploitation, and an estimated 199,000 incidents of sexual exploitation of minors occur every year in the United States.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable, guys. I mean, this is unbelievable. You can't even imagine this. And then, and I really appreciate you putting on Katie Britt talking about the abortion thing.
Yeah.
Has each one of y'all ever went to a funeral and it was a funeral of a baby?
I have not.
And seeing that little child laying in a casket? I'm going to tell you, man, it will break your heart.
Right.
You're looking at innocence, you're looking at love, and you're looking at the creation of God. Jesus told us, and see this, we are so far from being in tune with our Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ that came to this world to save us from what's going on now. Jesus showed his interest in the love for children and often included them in his teachings.
Yes.
The disciples, were kind of surprised by this, but then, their children were brought to him that he might lay his hands on them and pray for them. The disciples, well, they kind of were protecting Jesus, I think, at the time, but they were good people. But Christ said, "Let the children come to me. Do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of heaven." And man, what just really gets me is these Democrats. They claim to be Christians, but they support any evil doings that are going on in this world today. It's amazing.
Well, and for the most part, everybody thinks they're doing good, right? And of course, everybody ain't. It's very rare that somebody goes, "I'm going to do evil." Now, I think that does exist. I think the purest evil, the point you're making about children, is when you hate the good for being good, you hate the innocent for being innocent, and you want to see it destroyed. And that's the only power evil has, is to destroy.
When we're looking at these little babies, you tell me how in the world anyone, like what Katie Britt was saying, how they abort these children, how they could literally do that without having any. It's got to be evil and it's got to be demonic because they have no feelings. They have no feelings for what they're doing to that small child. You know, Jesus went on to say that, telling his followers that the part of their duty was to receive children, because whoever receives a child in his name receives him. Man, we got a screwed up situation. I'm going to be honest with you. We have got a screwed up. When you're looking at all the violence, the evil stuff that goes on this day and time, I don't know. It's just really hard. It's really, really, truly hard to.
The problem of evil is one of the biggest tests of faith. It's not a problem that's necessarily been overcome, but we should have hope that what's going to solve things ain't a political solution, and let's pray that there are authorities higher than anything we could create.
Well, I tell you, I look at it this way: as far as Governor Ivey, I salute her for doing, because I can't even imagine in my mind. Because you can't, a lot of times things have happened to people and we'll say, oh, I understand how you feel. Well, no, you don't understand how they feel because you haven't really went through what they've been through. And to know that a child could go through domestic violence, sex trafficking, and all this stuff it's beyond belief.
Well,
it's just beyond belief.
Appreciate the call, Charlie. Really do.
I'll take care.
Thank you, Charlie.
Breaking news, folks. Montgomery Police Chief Daryl Albert has resigned.
Oh.
I'm looking at this from WAKA, but a city spokesperson told ActionAid News that Albert offered his resignation to Mayor Stephen Reed, and Reed accepted it. Deputy Chief John Hall, who's the chief of investigations, has now been named interim chief.
Okay.
So, well, he was even after Albert was put on leave. So we'll see what next steps are. Who's going to be the new chief? I think, and I've been saying for a while now, in fact, I could pull up the tape. When the mayor came to visit the show in January, I asked him, do you still have confidence in Daryl Albert? And I believe he said yes at that time.
Yep.
But I think the issue is, yes, there are a lot of national trends about policing that are making recruitment, retention, all this stuff more difficult. But that has to be overcome. And you can't just look at the larger national trends because some cities are, in fact, turning things around slowly but surely. So this is a beginning.
Some of them are still learning the lessons the hard way.
We'll see where it goes. 272-9228. And I'm happy, my job here, pardon me, is not to just crap on Mayor Reed.
Of course not.
My job here is to point things out, honestly, when they bother me, and I think they rise to a point of I need to speak out on it. And I take the mayor at his word when he talked to us last time on the show, sitting right where you're sitting, Eddie, that when I asked, what's the biggest problem you would like to solve in a second term that you've now been newly elected to, he said, we got to get this homicide rate down, this murder rate down. It's awful what's happening, and it is. So from listening to all sorts of city officials to residents, I think everybody knows what the problem is now. Are we actually going to solve it?
Or are we going to blame it on the chief that's no longer there?
Well, that ain't going to do. Because there's a lot of practical things. This ain't about symbols. Let's get out of the symbol.
I agree with you 100%.
And by the way, just to reiterate, this flag behind me is the state flag of Alabama. It's not a Confederate flag. Just wanted to clear that up.
You sure?
Yeah. No, because I remember there was, the Auburn rodeo, one of the veterinarian frats puts on. It's actually a lot of fun. I mean, it's a good chance for young people to go get real messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And, go hang out in the mud. That's when I wore, I wore a Canadian tuxedo.
Really?
Yeah, like jeans, button-up shirt, and, the ones with, the pop buttons, like the metal ones, and, jeans and boots, and, we're going to the rodeo.
Whose boots did you wear?
Mine.
Oh.
They weren't good looking, I can assure you.
But they were clean.
Yeah. They weren't. As soon as we step out of the truck, I sink into a few 6 inches of mud.
Good.
It's like, when you get so stuck,
Yeah,
your
you gotta pull
foot's
up a
going to
little
come
bit.
out. Yeah.
That's the way you break them suckers in, man.
And I look up and I see what had to be like a 50-foot Confederate battle flag.
Oh, yeah.
And I said to myself, what fresh hell is this? So I'm this little cloistered little Catholic boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the heck is this, Auburn?
Mm-hmm.
And then I proceeded to get drunk, and I fell asleep with my shirt, my Canadian tuxedo, unbuttoned. I fell asleep after drinking too much whiskey in the back of somebody's truck bed. When I came to, because it wasn't night, it was the middle of the afternoon.
What was your location?
I had a perfect racing stripe sunburn from my face all the way down to my crotch.
The old V there?
Yeah.
Landing strip, perhaps?
272-9228.
Did you do that on purpose? Did you say, oh, I'm a little bit drunk in the back of the truck. Nobody take advantage of me. I'm back here. Nobody take advantage of me. Nobody took advantage of it, did they?
No, who would do that?
It's so sad. So sad.
I actually got in a fight with a friend who was really drunk. But one of those ones where you're not even throwing punches, somebody's just hitting you, and you're like, dude, stop it. Like, you're willing to take the punch to...
Because you're my friend.
You're right. Yeah. Be like, you're just having a really bad time. You want to take it out on me? Please stop. But,
I've been there.
Yeah, you look back on college, at least my experience, and I really screwed things up. But, we are where we are now.
That's
Let's
what you're
go
allowed to do.
Kilroy. Hey, Kilroy.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Just wanted to comment about Kay Ivy's new deal.
Sure.
Life in prison for child traffickers. That's a good step. However, per her executive order, a child rapist or regular rapist or an attempted murderer who doesn't receive a life sentence is still under the early release program and is only going to do about a third of their sentence. They're releasing hundreds a year. I think it was 369 last year, 412 this year. And I don't have my homework in front of me, but I could get you some names. These are not the good ones. The whole smattering of rapists, attempted murders, attempted cop killers. And yeah, so until they start giving them life sentences, the cycle's just going to keep going. Until she rescinds her executive order, crime pays.
Well, that's as serious as a heart attack. I appreciate it, though, Kilroy. Great hearing from you, too, man.
You as well. Hope to see y'all at Baumhauer soon.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, and there's talk about Greg's 20th anniversary.
It's coming up.
It's coming up. So we're going to do something big for that, I think.
Good idea.
272-9228. Hey, we got to hit this break, but we'll come back to some calls. Duke, Sammy, Steve, y'all hold on, because I'm going to get to you. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you out whether you're looking to buy or sell your home here in the River Region real estate market. Bo's been working this market for over 4 decades. It's nearly been 50 years now of experience for just Bo Goodson himself. And so with that experience, he's put together a great team and a great service. So they can help you again with buying or selling here in the Montgomery or surrounding areas. But it's not just buying and selling property. They have management services should you want to rent out your home. And in fact, in this market, I don't care what the national headlines say. I don't care. Rental investment is a great idea in Montgomery. It tends to work out. But here's the big old but. If you don't know what you're doing with actually managing a rental, you're going to end up with a huge headache. You probably want to get a great management company like the Goodson Group for a reasonable fee. They can take care of all the management, and it's still a performing asset for you at the end of the day. And then the Goodson Group is also home for the Bo Goodson Real Estate School, one of the most highly acclaimed real estate programs in the state. Well, because of all that experience Bo has, he's teaching it to you direct. And whether you're looking to be a licensed realtor or a more knowledgeable private player, Bo Goodson's a great man to learn from. So check him out today. You can go to thegoodsongroup.com or give him a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. Great sponsor here of News and Views in the afternoon.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Honey, did you call an electrician to put in that new bathroom outlet?
No, I thought I'd just get Cousin Ray.
He's not a real electrician.
Oh, Ray's handy. He can do anything.
Being handy and being an electrician are two different things. Electricity is complicated and potentially dangerous. Each year there are thousands of home fires caused by faulty wiring. You need an expert. To wear the Crosby Electric uniform, you have to undergo background checks, drug testing, continuing education, and rigorous safety training. When you need electrical work, or if you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric.
So, how about that nice outlet Ray installed in the bathroom?
Do you think it's safe?
It's fine. See, when I plug in my electric razor, it...
Now the lights are out. I am not sleeping a wink until you get Crosby Electric out here.
Don't take chances with electricity. Call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
I'm Cam Marston. My radio show and podcast called What's Working with Cam Marston focuses on the workplace, workforce, and marketplace trends shaping Alabama business. My guests tell their stories and discuss their business expertise in such a way that you and I can learn from them and apply it to our own world. Listen to What's Working with Cam Marston each Saturday at noon right here on News Talk 93.1.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. As we're calling it online, Joey Clark Live. You can watch on Facebook, Joey Clark. X platform, at the Joey Clark. And Joey Clark Live on YouTube. That's the name of the channel. Like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. You know, some days are better than others, folks, but we'll always be here Monday through Friday from noon to 3 Central. So have fun, join in. Tell your friends. Even if you hate us, we like haters too.
Got enough of them. Always have time for more, though.
We got enough haters? See, I don't ever get any of the hate. Do you get the hate?
I'll start forwarding it to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, it probably isn't good for my health.
It's not good for mine either.
Let's go to Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve, you there?
Steve? Sir? Okay, let's go to Mr. Ed. Hey, Mr. Ed.
Yes, sir. Hi. I read the actual text of the new IB law this morning.
Yeah.
It's only 5 pages. Yes, it's a bunch of feel-good stuff. It's not going to do anything. I recommend it. If people want to actually know what's going on, they need to actually look at the bill and read it. Or the now the law, actually.
So break it down for me. It doesn't actually extend the sentence, like the life sentence thing?
Oh, it does. The problem is the definitions are so vague, they're never going to stand up in court. It's hard to explain. You got to just look at the definitions of what they're considering sex trafficking, and it's anything in the world pretty much falls into that category almost. I mean, it's just a really bad law as far as it's written. I'm in favor of it.
Sure.
The concept, but it's just not. It's not going to stand up.
Okay. Well, I'm not a trained lawyer. Do you got any legal training, Mr. Ed?
Well, I've been to court a few times. I said yes to the judge.
Right there with you, buddy.
Yeah, well, maybe we need to befriend some lawyer who isn't a politician to help us on legal matters.
I think they dodge us on purpose.
Okay. Well, let you guys go. I just wanted to point that out. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Ed.
Let's go to, Steve, call back. We're always happy to put first-time callers in the front of the line.
That's right.
But this fella ain't a first-time caller, is he, Eddie?
No, sir.
I almost want to take one of my lead-in songs and just make it a Duke theme.
I wish you could.
You should
play him a song.
It's time for Duke. What? You want me to make him a song?
Yeah.
I'll have to make him a song.
Something bassy.
There's bass in that.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm going to night court.
You don't like the slap bass?
I like this.
I like slapping my bass.
It just sounds too familiar to my ears. I like to hear Joey originals.
That is an original.
It sounds like you were listening to Night Court when you wrote that one.
You ain't got any soul. You're not funky at all.
Okay.
You don't even know what a chord is.
Yeah, I do. Chord of wood, 4x4.
Duke, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Hanging in here, brother.
What about the biscuit part of it?
Like a hair and a biscuit, my friend.
Yeah, there you go. Got to put that hair and biscuit up in there. But Joey, talk to me, brother. I didn't mean to send that to you early this morning, but
yeah, you caught me in a cranky mood. All right.
Yeah, but my wife said, Alabama stayed in the news lately. About people taking people organs in the prisons and all that. I saw that on the news last night.
Mm-hmm.
But Mobile hit the news now with this new law where everybody can walk around like cowboys and Indians with their guns dangling on the side and swinging it around in the air and whatever down West Mobile, Alabama. A good station of Mobile, they say. Nice station.
Well, the video you're referring to is, 1 a.m. at a gas station?
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody around and these guys are just showing off their weapons dancing?
Mm-hmm. And the police had a problem with it, but they said they can't do anything about it because there's a new law, state of Alabama passed.
I think that's a scapegoat attempt by the police.
Scapegoat? No.
Yep,
Let me tell you why
it
it's not scapegoat. No, it's not, because here in Montgomery, Alabama, they do the same thing in the daytime. These guys, most of them in summertime, you see it. And once summertime kick in real nicely in Montgomery, you see it where these guys have these butt of the guns sticking out, and some of them got the gun strapped on their shoulders because it's illegal. You can't do anything about it now, okay? But you get spooked about it when you see it now. I'm just telling you. But just imagine somebody, like the sheriff said, somebody would have drove up with their family, all these guys hanging out at the gas station. A lot of times they're not closed now when they do it. Now, right here in Montgomery, they have to run these guys off, but they about 50 deep hang out in the parking lot on Friday nights, because there's nothing to do in Montgomery, for the young kids or whatever, but that's what they do. But they have their weapons out, swinging them, holding them around.
Duke, you do know before they changed the laws about concealed carry and permitting that it was legal in the state of Alabama if you're over the age of 19 to open carry.
Right.
It was already legal.
I understand that, but since that law, these kids, they pay attention to what's going on, what laws are being passed or whatever, so they know they can walk around now, just play cowboys and Indians out here in the street shooting. Shot this lady last week. That's what they do. So that didn't help the sheriff department, police at all, nationwide, really.
How is people having the freedom to properly use their firearms?
That's in the Constitution,
which is the vast majority of gun owners. That has to be taken away because some folks can't behave. And honestly, the video at 1 a.m, I didn't like it. I thought it was irresponsible use of firearms, but it didn't come across as those guys are going to go shoot somebody just yet.
They're just kind of playing with their gun.
But the police in there trying to identify the guy. So
Well, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, it depends on the city or the municipality. There are laws against menacing. There's laws against brandishing.
Brandishing
I
your
understand all
firearm.
that, but they trying to find a way to confront these guys. They trying to find a way to send these gang members. They trying to identify them, run some kind of system to find out who they are. So that defeats the purpose of.
Well, I'm just telling you that all that was taken away when we got rid of concealed carry permits was a cash grab, an occasional little tool at a traffic stop.
Convenient tool.
What you're describing is a problem that is requires other means. And yes, people have the right to own firearms.
I know that, but you know they don't want everybody to have these guns, and so that, stuff like that.
Oh, you're going to give me a lecture on how gun control started with racist America, which it did. I know these things.
Play the video for everybody and let them see for themselves what's going on. How about that?
No, I'm not playing into the police Aeromobiles game. I think they're making an excuse. They took our money away, so here let's create a scary video to say that you gotta. It's just now you're pissing me off. Not personally, Duke, but it's just an added to the list of your liberty's dangerous. Yeah. We have to control you.
So because of these 4 or 5 teenagers,
you're
going to come take my gun.
Crap.
It's everywhere.
Then what about safe gun handlers? Are they not everywhere as well? So you should forget about me that handles a gun safely and take my rights away because you can't handle someone else being careless. They have laws for that, Duke. If they don't choose, if they choose not to enforce these laws, which is what they're doing, they're choosing not to enforce them.
Don't take this one tool away from the police.
That tool didn't do any good. What tool did that? What did that provide?
Before that law, these kids was not this bold to do the stuff they're doing. They
don't give a damn about the law, Duke, and you and I both know that. They don't give one single flying fart about this law.
This enhance these kids' boldness now. You know it.
Well, then enhance it. What else can you do? Enhance their boldness. Then maybe their parents should come home and set them down and say, hey, quit being so bold or you're going to end up dead. I mean, there's an idea. Instead of putting it on me, why don't you put it on their dang parents?
But
it's not my problem, Duke. Not my problem. My kid's good. My kid is good. How about go talk to their parents? How about talk to their parents? Man?
I agree with you there.
Then why are you talking to me about it? You know these. You can find the kids. You can find their parents as good as anybody else. Go have that conversation with them.
I'm just saying that listen at me. We made it easier for these guys to come out and be bold like that. That's what I'm saying by not requiring them to have a permit for these things. That's all.
The law didn't affect their ability to open carry.
And they don't care about that law. They don't give one flying fart about it. They don't care about that law, dude. That law is not what emboldened these kids.
Excuse me, sir. Your opinion's wrong. Good day. But, call again some other time, dude.
See you, Duke.
Love you. Let's go to Sam. Hey, Sam.
Joey. Hey, man. Thing I like about you, Mr. Clark, is that you're very patient. You're a good host, brother. That much is true. We're on a good show. I was just going to tell you real quick. Yesterday, I took some time and went and tried to clean up the family cemetery a little bit, a few miles up the road. And yeah, man, I'm just weak. But I'm getting stronger.
Hey, you're making a comeback, Sam.
Pardon?
Don't discount yourself. You're making a heck of a comeback.
I like to think so. And God bless y'all. Like I said, let's all pray for Sky. But I'm gonna be all right. Oh, my blood sugar was low this morning. It was all anyway. The point of it is, we cemetery. I keep a collection of 4x6 small Confederate flags, battle flags, because there's numerous soldiers that are buried there. There's a cemetery goes back. I forget. This whole community was right around. It was pre-Civil War. We had the 1917 graves with the children. Man, the flu that killed all those people. It was rough on the children. But what I was saying is, you have to order those little flags. But that's I hate people getting all uptight. When it is true about the heritage and the people fought and died for states' rights and all that. But want one? I got you one. Ain't no problem. And if you think you could handle the racket, you could do a compare and contrast. But,
right.
All right, I'm gonna let all that go. That crap. But one last thing. White Sand. When I was in the mid-'90s, when I was working at a White Sands that month, I was all over the place. White Sands Missile Range in Texas. New Mexico, excuse me, right there next to Texas. It rains one time a year, and they have these little drainage ditches. And the speed limit, man, you have to drive out to the ranges 50 miles out. The speed limit's like 20, 25 miles an hour because these drainage ditches are hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
They're only like knee deep, waist deep. And you're riding along, man, you're bored out of your mind. But all of a sudden, if you run off in one, it would snatch your undercarriage out from under you. But that just, when you said that about the flash flooding, it has to, when it happens, and it has to be accounted for. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, bro. Just odd thoughts, but I wanted to. Anyway,
Thank you,
thanks for a
Sam.
good show. How about that? Yeah, man. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Later, Sammy.
Let's go to, who do we got on 5?
It's either PR or TR.
Who's this?
Hey.
How you doing?
Hello. Hey, brother.
Hey, I'm sorry, Eddie didn't get your name. What's your name?
That's TR. I was
TR.
just wondering,
That's one
they
letter
caught those black boys that shot Miss Dick. I haven't heard a peep.
I'm not certain if they've solved that one
Don't
yet.
think they have.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be corrected.
Haven't seen anything on it.
But the breaking news is Chief Daryl Albert has resigned. But in his resignation, it was accepted by the mayor, Stephen Reed, here this afternoon.
So can I ask the obvious question? That mean there's a settlement happening?
I don't know if there's. I don't know. It could be they don't want the full investigation. They just want to just clear house here. Well, maybe people will hate me for this, but I stay consistent. I want the problem solved for people here in the city who are worried in particular about crime, and not just the folks who are worried, especially the actual victims of it. And family after families have to deal with this tragedy. I want that to stop. I don't care about dragging Daryl Albert through the mud. I don't care about dragging the mayor or any elected official through the mud. I'll mock you. I'll criticize you. We'll have a little fun, and yeah, we'll get serious too. I said it the other day, there's a lot of parts of this job, Eddie, that I really enjoy. I enjoy our banter, our bon mot, so to speak.
Right.
The back and forth. I enjoy a lot of the callers jumping in. It is amazing to report on some of these news stories. It's stuff you'd never thought you'd ever see. But there's a lot of it that goes into a basket of just frustrating, that you can't control it, and yet these people have power over you.
Yeah.
And another just goes down to damn depressing. It is not fun. I don't enjoy having to report on some former officer now saying, well, this person was being unfaithful and was coming on to me. Like, why would anybody think that's fun? It's not.
I don't think
And it's honestly besides the point when it comes to the actual health and safety of the people here in Montgomery. Care about the outcome. Put it that way. Personality be damned. Pride especially be damned. 272-9228. How about this? Let's hit a quick break. We'll come back to Papa B.
All right.
But first, this part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. And, we're talking about they have this new thing going on. Just brought it out today where you can get, well, a Dillon Rings Spa Club card or lifetime battery card. So if you're constantly having to change out the battery in your wristwatch, why not sign up for the lifetime battery card?
Good idea.
It really is good for the lifetime of the watch on the reverse side. That's amazing. And then they also have a new Spa Club card. So service guaranteed within 3 hours of your jewelry.
Okay.
Regularly ensuring your stones are secured, keeping your jewelry looking at its best. So this way you can, in fact, have, if you get a little scuff on a ring or you're worried like a stone is coming loose, well, I'm part of the Spa Club there at Dillon Rings. And folks, they really are a full-service jewelry shop from spa treatments to watch repairs, battery replacements, an incredible selection from high-end to that everyday jewelry, all of it looking great. Or it could be the custom design that we've talked about so often here. Dillon Rings is that full-service jewelry store you've been looking for. So check them out today. You can always go to Facebook or Instagram, but I really encourage you to go to 119 Brown Springs Road, right here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway, and be sure to tell them that, well, Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the afternoon, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by H&H Carpets, where you will find a complete line of Mohawk carpet with exceptionally clean, smart strand fiber. It's always available and ready to be installed. H&H Carpets, across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway.
Well, hi, everybody. We have a couple of more warm days before a big cool down. Today's high temperature up to about 86. Mostly cloudy, but still dry through tonight. Low tonight down to about 65. Tomorrow and Saturday, some widely scattered showers and possibly some thunderstorms. We'll be up to about 87 Friday. I've got us around 84 Saturday. Showers becoming more likely and maybe some thunderstorms on Sundays as it turns much cooler with a high only around 70. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Well, I'm here with Miss Dot at the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall. Well, Dot, spring is here.
We're heading into spring, and I'm so glad. We've got some furniture coming in, some spring and summer furniture. It's not coming in too fast, but it's beginning to trickle in. You know, we're just busy, is all I can say, and I'm thankful for that.
It looks to me like you have a lot of items for outside.
We do. We've got the wrought iron furniture, patio things, and booth 70 in the window had a swing, and it was just beautiful. I expect he'll have another one, too.
You know, there are a lot of treasures in Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall to be found.
Yes, if you don't see it here, you didn't need it anyway.
All right, give us those hours of operation.
Monday through Friday is 10 until 6, Saturday 9 until 6, and Sunday 12:30 to 4:30.
That's the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, 425 Coliseum Boulevard.
Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers. They engineer their mowers to be maintenance and service-friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel duct to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers deliver professional-grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. Why don't you stop by and see Deatsville Ace Hardware? See the Hustler difference for yourself today. Deatsville Ace Hardware on US 31 just north of Prattville, or Google Deatsville Ace Hardware for more information.
If you're new to Medicare, the ins and outs can be complicated. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, our local advisors are here to help answer your questions, and we're here to help you find a Medicare plan that fits your needs. Visit bcbsalmedicare.com or call 1-844-627-5612. Now, Medicare, that's focused on you. Blue Advantage is a PPO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Blue Advantage PPO depends on contract renewal.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. I'm Joey. He's Eddie.
Hey, Joe.
This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro Services. They really are great folks.
They will go into your house
and
look at all those scary things so you don't have to.
Right.
They will get up, even those crawl spaces that I don't want to go in, you don't want to go in. They see those wasp nests up there, the small ones. They get them. When they leave my lake house, I feel bad for Jonathan because I know he is attacked and probably been attacked by several pests outside that house. He leaves with a smile, and he gives me a clean report every time.
Because he's a man.
He is a man, baby.
Zach's a man, too.
Oh, yeah.
Hayden. And then talk about the women over there.
Got some great ladies over there, Joey.
Especially when it comes to Ashley, the head of the
best.
place.
Absolute best.
And so here's the point, folks. Pest Pro Services has grown leaps and bounds for good reason over these last few years. Service is second to none. They can really help you out in a jam. Say you got a big termite issue, or you want to get your home treated for termites so you don't have that issue in the first place.
Right.
Or it could be fire ants are out of control, mosquitoes.
La cucarachas.
So check out Pest Pro Services today. 265-9990. That's 265-9990. You might as well make them your everyday pest control
Best
company.
idea.
Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellows on the radio, sent you. Let's go to Papa B. Papa B.
Papa B.
How you doing
Can
today?
they handle those big old German roaches? That's what I want.
Oh, they stink.
You know, the kind that just, like if you spray them with something from, the store, they just sit there and say, well, thanks, but I've already had some today.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Some of those suckers, I mean, you got to get a pro to deal with, is what I'm trying to say. So I hope that's what you're talking about there and that kind of service.
Oh, yeah. Pest Pro's
and
great.
I believe they are. Yes. Yep. So, the police chief, why did he resign? Was that the infidelity thing or something like that?
Honestly, it's still no official reason given.
Okay.
Like, we can speculate that had something to do with it, or there are other things coming down the road here, but, no official reason given so far.
Are they gonna try to make him a patsy for the reason, some of these shootings have not been solved?
I don't know. Look
Just
at
to
past history.
underline some things Eddie told me off air, and, I've been told this in other ways, but our force level now for police is something like 190?
Under 200.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that they had actually some money.
Oh, sure.
Not the money.
But so it's not that defund the police; it's just that don't fund the police.
Hey, don't hire.
No, the police don't want to be funded.
Just don't hire.
We don't want to be police.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, I tell you, it's just for the first time, really, dude. I mean, I'm packing. Okay, I've always kind of carried something in the truck, you
Right.
know. But there's situations where I don't get out of the truck unless I got it on me,
Mhm.
And it's sad to say, but dude, look, how many times have I been to a house, and the reason they're replacing their roof is because the damage from bullets.
Yep.
Just coming down out of the house.
Yep.
And it's just it's more and more common here, and might not be somebody that just maybe even means harm, but they just being stupid.
Yep.
Right.
Celebratory gunfire.
So
and there's just so
anyway.
many. There's the serious, then there's like the stupid. I didn't get to this, but very quickly, this is I believe Hadley Hitson at the Montgomery Advertiser, that there were these students going for National Honor Society at LAMP, and they noticed their weighted GPA, which when you take honors classes, AP and stuff, was lower than expected, which means a lot of them weren't going to be eligible to be National Honor Society students.
Really?
What?
Well, this is because as parents started looking into it, Montgomery Public Schools quietly changed the standards. They changed the grading policy without going through the Board of Education or announcing it, the shift to parents. So before, advanced placement, international baccalaureate, dual enrollment, honors, and advanced classes earned an extra point weight.
Yeah.
They quietly changed it to just half a point weight.
Why would they have done that?
Why would they do that?
Because you ain't that smart and special. Equity, baby.
Right, 100%.
But I've got to run, Papa B. We're running out of time here. Thank you, man.
See you, Papa B.
So many.
That is so.
Let's go to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's tricky. You got to stay on top of it. You know, Sailor's in the middle of it. She's in 11th grade, almost through with her. And she signed up next year with all the AP classes and dual enrollment. That's all she's taking next year.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so hopefully that'll save me a little bit of money when she goes to college, and I don't have to do the.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she can skip a year.
Right.
Go in as a sophomore instead of a freshman. But I'm thinking of, okay, so y'all talk about the gunfire, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Ron, we're twins. So everybody's always, we're identical twins. We look just alike. But he went into a profession of law enforcement, and I'm a profession of selling floors. So I look at everybody as they're all made for love. I'm not worried about a thing. I leave my key in my car all the time. Never think nothing about it. Ron, he thinks everybody's a crook.
Yep.
Everybody's out to get you. And it's amazing what 25 years of being just alike but being in two different worlds will make you look at the world totally different.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a little, we talk about that every now and then. And he still thinks everybody's crook.
It's like y'all are a controlled experiment as twins.
Yeah, we really are. We're a controlled experiment, like they used to do back with the Germans, you know.
Yes. We need to put data on these guys. Do some following.
Yeah, it's all Dad's fault. Yeah, it's all I blame him for everything.
100%.
Absolutely. But hey, now listen, there's a reason I figure everybody's made for love. Because when we go into your house and we get through with it, you're going to love me so much that you're not going to know what to do. But it all starts with the phone call, 285-8117, and I promise you your wife's going to be happy when we're done.
Again, 285-8117. When you call 285-8117, be sure to tell those fine folks there at Prattville Carpet that you heard the man himself, Ray Bowles, on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
All right, guys. Hey, thank y'all. Have a good day.
You too, Ray. See you, bro.
And we got time to sneak in Black Caesar here. Hey, Black Caesar, how you doing?
What's up, my friend?
How you doing, man?
Well, you know what this resignation is going to mean, right?
What's that?
It's going to cost us money because now she has a leg to stand. She got 4 legs to stand on.
Settlement.
Well, the federal courts will be looking into that.
You know it.
Just like they're looking into former officers, former chiefs. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if Darrell Albert sues the city. It seems to be the way it's going. Everybody, we get sued all the time.
We do.
It is only going to cost us money. It's not their money. It's our money.
That's why they don't care.
Yep.
That's why they don't care.
All right, my friend.
All right. Well, appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Black Caesar. That's a good point. I mean, would you care if people were coming after you or suing whatever organization you over, but it cost you not a penny? No.
Yes, I would.
You would? Well,
yes.
Actually, you have what they call.
Well, you're shepherding the organization. You're the voice and the face of it.
Not most people don't have that. Most people burn that bridge until they run out of room and they go somewhere else.
Yeah. So did we learn anything today?
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
I'm walking away with a black cloud over my head, to be honest.
We learned that in your mind, you're less of a Butch and more of a Bubba, but I think you're more of a Stacy. You're so sweet.
Thinking I was pretty good looking, and then, yeah, that blew me right out of the water. So
I wouldn't say good looking. I would definitely say sweet.
See, I did. See, that's the thing I did. And I was hoping my buddy would have my back, but no, not the case. So, but he can't help it. He's a fat boy.
Well, on that rotund moment, we'll get out of here.
Hey, you want to go get on the scales, you and me?
Go what?
Go get on the scales?
Yeah, no, I weigh more than you. I'm pretty sure. I weighed in this morning.
You saw what I ate for lunch, dude.
I weighed in this morning at 227. And the guys at the gym went, damn.
I'll have to check. I think I'm at 214.
Well, they said I carry it well.
You do carry it well. That's what bothers me so much.
Yeah, I'm thick, son. I'm thick.
Well, no,
damn, boy, eat thick.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Top NATO and European Union officials urging industrialized nations to take quick and concrete steps to provide